Oh, there.
Damn it, Harris.
Did you start it?
Yes!
Okay.
That was exactly on the 5 seconds, too.
Alright.
Oh, hey, Derek. Welcome back to the Chaos Encumbrance Soulmates campaign. I'm your DM, Derek. I'm joined by my friends Matthew.
Hi, we are back.
Ethan.
Hey.
Harry.
I'm depressed now.
Connor.
Hi.
Ryan.
Hello.
It's been 2 months since we recorded this campaign, and it's been 1 month since we've met each other. Because I got COVID, and then everyone else just didn't.
Whoa,
Congratulations, man.
the virus of
can't say
unnamed
COVID.
origin.
You can't
Yeah,
say COVID word.
from an unknown
You can't
place.
say COVID?
I don't know. I'm just.
You can't. No, you can say COVID.
Stop saying it.
No.
He went to the Backstreet Boys reunion
This
tour.
area.
So we're switching it up a bit here. We want to get some more inspiration in because here at Chaos Encumbrance we like big numbers, and so to give us more big numbers, we're doing an inspiration roulette thing that I made out of a medicine thing and a lazy Susan. There's 6 containers. We're gonna spin it. We're just gonna go around starting with Matthew, and he's going to open up one of the containers, and whatever dice he pulls out is what he gets as inspiration for the session. And he gets to use it once, and then it's used up. And then next session we'll do it again. So if you don't use your inspiration today, then you've wasted it. Just so everyone knows. There's one of each, except for a D10. There's 2 D10s, and there's no D20s. So let's just give it a little bit of a spin. Matthew, go ahead and open up the first one.
I'm gonna predict I get an 8.
Did you get the D4?
Yeah, I got D4.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's
crazy.
magical.
Yeah.
Go ahead and open one.
Okay, well, I was gonna pick the one farthest from me, but not the closest, so I guess that works out.
I mean, you can rotate it if you need to.
Oh, he got the 12.
D12.
Oh,
I'm
no.
cracked.
Okay, so there's a D6, D8, and 2 D10s. You have a
This is a
50% chance of getting the better of the
This is a
dice.
skill-based mechanic, if you can
Yeah.
tell.
Yeah.
That's why I got the D12.
This is our loot boxes.
Here, come on, fingers.
Harry, you're
Fingers
not,
check,
you're
man,
not,
come
you're
on.
doing, you're in the middle of it.
You got it. Oh. You got it.
If you
Fuck.
can't open it, you
Yeah.
don't get it.
Let's go.
The bump is the little
D8.
lip.
D8.
Cool.
For
Okay,
your efforts.
so you guys have a 66% chance of getting a D10. And I will be shocked if you guys pull a D6. You could pull it closer to you, Connor.
Just trying to fumble around with it.
D10.
I got a
Yeah.
D10.
Ryan with the
My
50-50.
turn.
Oh, yeah.
50.
I love the sound effects.
I really wish I wish I could have just redid a actual roulette table so that way it had like momentum and kept going after I
Yeah.
spun. Okay, we didn't use the D6 this time. I'm so
'Cause
sorry.
This lazy Susan is like super lazy. Like
It's fine.
That's because it's not meant to spin. It's just meant to rotate.
That's fine. If I get it next week, I can just steal the D12.
That's true. Okay, so
Uh-oh.
that's the end of that.
I forgot how to play Raceland. Man. Like it's been so long.
You forgot.
You guys don't even
I
remember what
have no
happened
idea
last
what
session.
Do you even remember the
staff done? No, I'm kidding.
the sailor
My
speak you did?
spear, bro.
What staff?
Yeah, exactly. That's what he's gonna say.
It's not even, it wasn't even a staff. He wanted a spear.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't even
can't remember.
Oh, yeah, something long, you know, maybe with a sharp end on it. I don't know.
Okay. So as a recap, I'll just go ahead and recap us last. Like I'll reach into the past of 2 months ago.
Memories.
So you guys left Javron and traveled to the city of Armstead with some shenanigans happening along the way, as well as some arcane research done by Feramer, until you reached the city of Armstead, a sprawling agricultural center of the Medovian Concordance. A lot of like horses and like flowers and stuff. You explored the city for the day. Some of you went and talked to the lead researcher for constructs about not constructs, so he got mad. Another group of you talked to the sailors, one of you angering one of the sailors, but the other 2 managed to talk with the captain of the vessel and actually got you guys a deal for a ride up the river to the city of Ferum, which is where you guys are planning on heading. I believe also towards the end,
Feramer, good.
not Feramer. Well, that was towards the beginning. Was whenever Feramer got robbed.
Yeah.
And he was
But-
trying to get the money back, even though we have like $250,000 gold.
I legitimately thought that interaction was gonna mean more, and it was just you fucking with me.
Welcome to being a player.
And then
attached.
Croesus did a little bit of soul searching at the end, and based on the deal that you guys did with the ship captain Jack, the young-looking elf man, like really young-looking elf man. You guys have a day to do whatever in the city, but then the next morning before the crack of dawn, you have to be on the ship and leaving. And you could either work and pay and get 50% off of your voyage, or you could just pay the full price of 100 gold. Whatever you guys want to do, it's either or for each person. But he told you to meet him on the ship with the chestnut. Did I say? Oh, I'm too low on my notes. I think it's chestnut. Yeah, chestnut. The ship with a flag with a chestnut on it. But yeah, no. So you guys wake up the next morning after talking about the ship. The day is ahead of you. If you guys just want to do a downtime thing for today, or if you have any special plans that you guys want to do, let me know.
I want to make sure that my spear is being made.
Okay.
Or help.
Okay. Let me hear what everyone else wants to do for the day, if anything at all.
How much time do we have?
A day.
A full day.
You guys have a full day, and then the next
okay.
morning before dawn is. Oh, I opened up the combat music. Oh, it's an ad. It's an ad for
Son of
tobacco.
bandits.
Oh no, you're getting attacked, and you're freaking just don't even get
The day hasn't even started. You just woke up, and there's a fist in your throat.
Oh no. That's crazy.
But yeah. Okay. So does any? Okay. So you want to check in on your spear? You two. Or does anyone else have any like major plans, or do you just sort of want to like relax and explore the city a bit, or?
Yeah, Apophis would mostly just want to explore the city.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
anyone joining him, just like to sightsee.
I'll go people watch with him.
I'd probably want to like.
We're going sightseeing
You
instead.
can either train or you can help with the spear,
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll help with the spear.
and then
Sightsee.
sightsee with them. And Feramer, what are you doing?
Come people watch.
From my letter, did it say? Did it specify a day that he was going to be up in Ephraim?
No, he just said he's going to be in not Ephraim, Ferum.
Ferrum, sorry, excuse me.
Ephraim is a different city.
Yeah, the one that I was wanting to go to that you almost
The
had
one
an
that you wanted to
aneurysm
kill
over.
everyone in, yeah. The
I
one
never
in
said I
the-
wanted to kill everyone there.
You were I mean you were gonna kill everyone in the party going there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'll just go sightseeing.
Okay, so I'll do Raceland's first, and then we'll get some rolls in to see how far he does. At this point, I believe Apophis, you would have already handed over the gem for this.
Yes.
I think so. What? I don't. He worked on it for a majority of the trip, so it's almost done. It might be done today, depending on how well you. I guess he rolls, because you're helping him, right?
Yeah.
So you walk in, and he's working away. He's been working pretty much straight. Besides, oh no, he worked on his body for most of the trip, and then it finished yesterday. So he's just starting. So it'll be done by the time you guys probably get to the next city. But if you help now, it might get done a little bit sooner.
All right.
So you walk in, you see him working away, starting to work on your spear. I can't remember. Did you specify what you wanted the shaft to be made out of? Because I know you wanted your ring to be like a loop on the staff towards the end. But
So-
we didn't specify if it was a wood staff or a metal staff.
Metal.
Okay. So he's starting to get the metal together for
Because
the
I want it to
staff.
be a solid metal piece that is formed into a spear.
Okay. Yeah. Well, he's probably going to do the two things separately, because he has to do some magical stuff with what supplies he has to like give it its necrotic and radiant attributes and stuff.
Everybody else is level 5, right?
Yes.
Or no?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
13.
But yeah, he's starting to work. He doesn't really notice you coming in, so he's just gonna keep working. Do you say anything to him? Or?
Do you need my help with anything?
Yeah. Well, first off, I'm gonna need that ring since you wanted it to become a part of the spear.
Okay. So, I'm not using my ring. I'm using my wife.
Your wife's
All right. So then I'll give that to him.
Okay, you give it to him, and he starts to go over and like heat it up so it expands, so that way he can fit it around the spear easier. Mark looks over at you. If you could pipe the bellows for me, that'd be great.
Okay. I'll do that.
Okay, you go over and you just start helping him. I'm gonna roll with advantage to see how much he gets done today. Are you helping him with the full day or?
Yeah, the full day.
Okay. Well, good thing he has a plus 11 because I rolled a 2 and a 3. Wow. Which means that you got 14. So you guys, more work got done with you being there, but it's not like you like fast forwarded the process a lot. But yeah, you just spend your day with Mark working on your spear, and he's also working with you about details about how it's gonna like grow with your like tied with you and stuff like that. He needed a little bit of your blood to like tie it together and stuff like that. But the rest of you, is there any particular place you want to go sightseeing, like the flower fields, or like go horseback riding somewhere, or?
Did we ever ask around Javron about Mary from Henry's Hagelpen? I was
we did
thinking
not.
about that all
You guys
month.
never talked about Mary, no?
No.
Guys, we missed an opportunity. We gotta go find the old lady.
Yeah, let's
I
go
mean,
backtrack now.
Remember, there are 2 possible cities that Mary could have gone to based on the herds of people. So she could have been a... if I remember, Apophis, go ahead and roll a investigation or history check, whichever one you choose.
Yeah, whichever is higher.
Because I remember specifically there being a time period where you helped, like, with the... You went and helped out at the area where people were, like, you did jobs.
Yeah, I specifically worked
So
there.
if you want to go ahead and roll that
Yeah.
and see if you, like, caught wind of Mary,
Yeah.
like, if you can remember anything about, like, seeing
Yeah.
Mary or...
Both
like,
are a
hearing
+2, so
Yeah.
America. 10.
You didn't... There was a lot of old women, and then there was also a lot of, like...
Marys.
There was a lot of old women and a lot of Marys. And it's not like you were specifically looking for her at the time. It was
Right.
more like you would, like, look over the crowds of people.
Yeah.
Because it's like a whole city of about, like, 1 million people that got split between 2 cities. Though the lesser definitely went to Javron because it was the harder trek.
I didn't
but
exactly keep an eye out, and I don't even think I knew her last name. So,
No, you guys don't.
so I
Last
couldn't
names
just be
is-
like, oh, there she is.
Last names is a really hard thing for you guys because you guys never ask and I never
Yeah.
give. Except for, like, a couple.
Apophis just says, I saw many Marys had come in, but...
But is there any particular place that you're going to explore, or because you got the flower fields, you got horseback riding, which is a luxury that none of you guys have ever partaken in, except for maybe Feramer.
What? So, Armstead is known for that's the magic it's known for is constructs, right?
Yeah, it's the magic. It's the magic, and the Graelven rune in the center of the city is construct magic, but it's not like these things are not like. It's like steps before being usable in combat, because the problem with a lot of constructs is that they are big and heavy, and they're not very limber most of the time. Mark is a very high exception compared to everything else. He's as if like someone came back in time with a time machine and we're looking at a time machine for constructs, because the constructs that you see around are mainly just used for pulling like things and stuff like that. They're not limber enough to go fight through a forest. Like you would have to completely decimate an area of trees before they could even be considered usable. So they're mainly like labor things, like pick up big box or push cart, or move or be a cart. Constructs can be carts too.
If I had to choose, I would say we probably want to go visit the places most people are, see what the common people of this place go and visit on a day-to-day basis.
One thing that I forgot about the recap. Whenever Baruch, you were talking with Jack, the captain, and he asked you a strange question about whether you knew him or if you were a fan of this man named Dagro, because he uses the same symbol. He has the same symbol burnt onto his face as you have one burnt onto your club. And I don't know if that's something that you want to look into today. I just remember that I forgot to tell you, and I know you don't take notes.
I didn't.
It's been too long.
And then there's also like background Dagro. He's a gladiator in the Elemental Coliseum in Ferum, which is something that you guys also might want to check out. I don't know if you will or not.
I know we were boating there.
Yeah.
Is that where the boat was going?
The
Yeah.
boat was going to Ferum, which
That was the location we.
the Coliseum is in Ferum.
Okay, cool.
And you guys had well, I think the only spoken reason was to go to Ferum was for the one piece of Tuz that you guys know is located in the Temple of Fire.
Yeah.
I don't remember if Feramer said anything about wanting to meet an acquaintance or not.
I didn't. Well, I don't have anything in my notes in it, so I don't think I did.
Okay, so yeah.
We have two reasons
Can't-
that all of us know about.
Do I know what ruin in what city has like the most recent records in it? Like the records closest to the events of the fall. That are like surviving.
Could I have the two of you over here, or I know you guys don't take notes, which is why I'm saying this. I need you guys both to roll a history or investigation for both of us. Both of you. Both you and Ryan. Connor and Ryan, you're going to be rolling an investigation.
We have great memories.
I mean, it's been like 2
And
months.
you're going to, Harry, you're going to roll an investigation or history check for me. Or Arcana, whichever one you want.
Well, I'm trying to recall, like, if I remember
Yeah, but it's also-
specific city.
It's also like, it'd be like in science class, you still talk about the person that discovered this. Like, people still talk about the people that discovered the DNA, the structure of DNA. Like, that's
Even if
history, but it's also science.
Even if
so-
it's just passing names, it's like these people discovered blah blah blah, and then it talks about what they had.
what were the numbers?
15.
19.
God damn it. I'm forgetting names because it's been so long. Croesus. There's been a book in your bag for a long time that you've had, that you found in the Grey Elven rune of Caramore, I believe that.
It's or the one that said. Wait, no,
You
they
never
weren't.
went
They
there.
weren't with us. Never
Yeah,
mind.
this was the
Yeah.
one. This was the destroyed city of the Ka Empire, which I believe is Caramore. Hold on, I have to. I know it starts with a K, so.
Is it Karam Morton? You know,
It's not Karam Morton. No. Hold on. I gave Harry a list of the Grey Elven runes, so let me see.
Oh yeah, you did. I don't think I have my
This
phone
is a
on me
very
though.
entertaining start.
I know.
These notes.
I've got two notebooks in front of me. I am prepared for
I
success.
have a document.
I have my character sheet and pieces of paper with spells, and I don't like how the character sheet has the spell list.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb.
Hold on. Okay.
I have my bag of dice too, and my
No,
skull.
I
Or-
need
Dice
to-
already laid out.
You have like an entire side of the table. I have like a half.
Well, you used to sit here, and then you migrated over to Pierce's previous.
Well, that's. Oh, well. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sessions. What would it be in?
Whoa, spoilers. How
You
we
can
have,
check.
like,
You can check
how
my
we have
my
our-
specific
I opened
document.
your doc and it wasn't in there.
It should be at the very bottom.
Hold on. Oh, here it is.
Cue the
It should
elevator.
probably be. It'll probably be in racist. I just wasn't going far enough back. It is the Caramore. I was right. You've had a weird journal that made no sense. It seemed to be more like a personal journal that got stuffed away in a corner. Well, not necessarily a corner, but like a secret room that you guys found. And it was a journal depicting like a strange event about loud explosions and clittering. Clittering. Is that a word?
I mean, it was pretty close to
Clattering.
clitoris.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna
That's
say.
what everyone was thinking whenever I said
Okay.
clittering. But like, yeah,
It's like a
the-
critical
the
role when he
clattering.
says they
I
queef.
combined chittering and clattering. That's what happened. I can't think of like a better word, but like the sound of like.
I think clittering works.
Okay, yeah, clittering.
Add it to the dictionary.
The the small little feet, like not feet, but like
Feet fetish?
insect-like legs, like scattering across the roof.
It's like his world's
Things like
version of
that.
like the lusty Argonian maid, but it's like
It's
insects
clittering. It's just a book called
instead.
clittering.
It's called glitter.
It's a book called Clittering.
Can you find it?
It's just a whole book of onomatopoeias that happen during sex. But
Slam smack.
what did you say, Croesus?
Croesus didn't say anything yet. I'm pretty sure Connor might have that book.
I mean, it's pretty on brand that Raceland
Do you
wouldn't have
have
brought that
it in
up
your
yet.
inventory? Okay, yeah, then you have it. You remember that he has it. I think you
Yeah.
both sort of like passed it off and read
Mhm.
it. Or no, Raceland read it out loud. too,
Yeah.
Which was me reading it, but
Yeah, so you guys just have
yeah,
so
no,
many
there's
books.
But
I do.
Would you roll, Harry?
26.
26. Surprisingly enough, you cannot think of any. None of the places seem to have like historical recounting of anything. It's all like discoveries of science or like the arcane that have been locked away in these found vaults.
Grailven Ruins, and I feel like I've asked you this before, but were they primarily, from what we can tell, more of like laboratories that were left over rather than actual cities?
They were vaults that were created to preserve knowledge for the other races in case the Grey Elves died during the fall. Like these things were constructed during
Okay.
the fall to house knowledge for the other races.
But there aren't any cities left of the Grey Elves.
The only thing close to the city is the Graelin Rune of Captiosis. That while it also housed like the basic of most arcane knowledge, like the different like schools and such, and like the foundation of what is magic, it also had a housing of like a habitable space for Grey Elves, which is where your family and the other families come from. That's how they preserved through.
That's like really cool. The university's built on it. That's cool. Okay. This is really hard because I'm trying to remember what he was thinking about like a month ago. So
Make new thoughts.
please.
I mean, you had a lot on your plate. You have you're going to go visit your brother that you ran away from, like I don't know, maybe a year ago.
Not supposed to know that yet, Derek.
You're not. Well, they know that you ran away from.
Something.
Oh, I
They don't know what.
This is news. This is new to me.
Yeah, it is new.
We'll
How do
forget
you
about
not
it.
know?
Because I probably don't remember.
I barely remember.
I
my own
almost
characters.
opened up to him, but then I was like, you know
You're
what?
right, I'm gonna be a
The
little
trust
bitch.
isn't quite
gonna be
there
a-
yet.
He's been training with you, and you don't
And then
trust him.
you're also trying to make stuff. You're also trying to figure out how how your connection worked last time you did it.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was what I was going to do. I want to take out the Thaumic Stone and attune to it because I have my ring, I have my sword.
The ring isn't attuned.
It doesn't.
The
Okay.
rings are not attuned.
So I have my sword. I think that's the only magic item I have.
Yeah, you guys don't have that many, but
Also,
Yeah.
what you do have are
and
pretty good.
monocles.
Oh, the monocles.
I want to attune to the Thaumic Stone and
This will
then.
be your third one, just so you know. Because you have the monocle.
Yeah. Okay.
Monocle, sword, and then the thumb.
Yeah, and then I want to try to stuff a spell into the stone. How many spells does it take? Only one, right?
It only holds one.
Do you want a healing spirit?
You have to be attuned. No, you have to be attuned to cast it, but anyone can put any spell into
Because
it.
it's on.
What are you doing? Are you simulating slamming someone down to your
We're just
thighs?
like we're looking at Ethan.
Yeah.
Wait, right?
Yeah.
You were looking at. Okay, good.
Oh my God.
We can all.
We
a
can
lot
all
of us
look
can
at
just give you a different spell if you want something you don't know.
I thought only.
Is
No, healing spell. There's healing spells are stronger when they're casted through the Thaumic Stone.
Do I have?
is
Yeah, I don't.
I have cure wounds.
his name is not
I have cure
Feramer.
wounds.
It is.
It is Feramer.
It is Feramer.
Oh, I get tunnel vision.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is.
Give me shit.
Is he thinking out loud, or what did you want us to
I
roll?
wanted you to know that you guys had this journal
I-
that you found out of a Grey Elven rune because I think you guys. I knew you guys forgot.
Yeah,
about it.
Yeah.
Ryan,
Oh,
I'm like struggling to remember. I
Yeah.
had a lot of things I was thinking about a month ago,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to remember that, but I don't remember any of it.
Whoa, guy
Okay.
with 2 notebooks doesn't remember something.
He didn't go through his notes. Having the notebooks doesn't mean he read
Yeah,
them.
this is.
You weren't actively studying your notes over the like, 2
Shut-
months you were
okay,
gone.
shut
I
up.
gave you homework.
You were supposed to become.
I'm gonna
your
give you
character.
an F.
You gotta better yourself. You didn't study for the.
Method
Take his
acting.
inspiration away.
Yeah, exactly. That's my
Yeah,
penance.
I'll take
Give it to me.
You have a D12. Why would you want a D10?
more.
I'll take
So,
it.
so in order to
22.
store a spell in it, you have to be attuned to the stone.
You have to be
That's what I'm
attuned and
hearing.
you cast it, so it uses a spell slot.
Stone.
But it stores until you. It's stored until you use it.
It's a jolly ranch.
It's stored until you use it or dismiss it.
Okay, who among you has
You said
a good
mom.
healing spell?
I have cure wounds.
Do you have cure wounds?
I have healing.
How
spirit.
high can you cast it?
Second level, I'm level 5. I can't do too high.
Bruh.
Okay, are you
I-
attuned to 3 items
No,
or?
all I have is the monocle.
Anyone can store, but the attuned person is the caster.
Here,
Only
I-
the caster can. Only the attuned person can cast. But you
I-
can put a spell into. Your
Oh,
spell.
okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bring it to you.
Yeah.
Apophis, I do believe that you have some apophy.
A poppy.
A puppy.
I said
don't
Apophis.
I don't know why you said a
nickname.
poppy.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past.
Excuse me, poppy.
So I don't
Oh,
approve
God.
of that nickname.
Yeah,
I'll
that,
do it if you never call me that again.
I
Your
didn't
name?
actually say that. That was Derek being deaf.
Me interjecting.
I know.
He went to him for cure wounds. I have healing
Okay.
spirit.
We
I
hear
cast
Mark
at third level.
snickering because he thinks he heard
Um,
that.
You can cast it at 3rd level.
Do I have-
Oh, yeah, you guys
Apophis.
are 5th level.
Yeah.
Oh, but he's a paladin.
Yeah.
Forget.
You have divine magic, yes.
Yes.
Um,
You've seen me cast quite a few spells.
While this
Yes.
is all going on, race or Croesus is like
What will I be doing?
This is rough.
standing off to the side, like just staring at this blue tulip in his hands that I wrote down in my notes.
didn't I
Yes.
give that to you?
No, I
No.
picked it when I walked
Okay.
As he entered the city, it just
It's starting to wilt.
Would you be willing to
pick
store
another
your
one.
highest healing spell into it?
That I can do. I don't think we'll be in any dire need of the spell slot for today if we're just going to be traveling around. I can do that. Is there anything special about it, or do I just cast it?
You just cast it on the stone as if you're trying to heal
Yep.
it.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
I used
cast.
fireball and actually break the stone.
I cast cure wounds at 2nd level onto
Okay.
the stone.
Make sure you write that down. That you have 1 cast of Cure Wounds 2nd level, and then you have the stat block right for the stone. You should have it written down. It took us 5 minutes of me reading it to you last time we were together.
Yeah. As an action, you can cast 1 spell into the
You don't have to
stone.
read it.
Um,
I just wanted to make sure that you have it.
Yeah, I understand how it works. I just need to write down the.
Well, I mean, I don't know off the top of my head the plus that healing magic.
So once I cast the spell out of it, it's gone. It's out of
Yeah,
the
it's
stone. Okay. And that was
Uh,
second level, right?
Yeah. So okay, so
Just keep in mind
you're
that-
doing magic stuff and like trying to think about stuff. You're looking at. Are you just walking?
Is he
them
just
with
staring
the
at tulips
tulip,
like
picking?
24 hours?
No, I'm like picking random tulips and like, finding like the biggest one.
Are you gonna like fight them?
Are you trying to make a flower crown, Croesus?
A what?
A flower crown.
You're out with them exploring.
Yeah. Everyone left except you.
Yeah,
You're
we're just like people watching it. I guess. I don't know.
You're like
We're all
sitting in your
tourists.
room, twiddling your thumbs, thinking about nothing.
I'm literally helping.
He's making
build
a
this
spear.
Oh,
Or a staff. I don't know what his deal is.
I thought
He's
it was
just
a
using
rod.
the bellows the entire day.
he's obsessed with making a metal rod.
Why would I make a crown
Just stay hard.
out of flowers?
I imagine you
Uh,
probably do it.
Derek, well, Croesus first. I like try to reach out for like 2 of the flowers.
Okay, I hand you the plentiful flowers that are
Okay.
just everywhere.
I start to try to weave them into a flower crown.
Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand for me.
Nature.
One. Almost hard. It's
My animal handling
Just
check
ruined
for
the
these
future.
flowers.
Yeah, I know, right? That would be so sad. I just put it together and it falls apart in my hands. Okay, let's see. It's a sleight of hand, you said? That is a 15.
You managed to do it. It looks alright.
Okay.
It's not like the best crown ever, but it's a flower crown.
And then I set I was trying to make it like the size of Croesus's head, so I set it on his head once it's done.
Is he shorter than you, or is like? Dude,
No, he's taller than me. All of you are taller than me because you were
I'm
you
giant.
chose freakishly
Campaign one
tall.
all over.
Bro, I'm like 7. I'm like 8 feet. It's fine.
camp.
I'm the funny gas station from 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
We're not here to get banned off Twitch.
You two, are you just sort of chilling and watching people?
Yeah. Apophis was trying to take us
Good
more
cracker.
to the places most people would spend on their day-to-day lives. Just see what's the popular locations.
You
I'll-
probably
I'll
go-
travel with them, I
There's
guess.
that the downtown area that I described last time, where there's that it's a circle plaza with a stair going down that goes into the Graven Room, but it's also sort of like the civil center is on one side, and then there's some shops and stuff around. So this is sort of it's like an open air market, but not at all. It's like a strip mall, but fancier and has the court.
You realize he has to edit that shit out if you do
yeah,
that.
please stop. Yes, they can. They can. Trust me. They can hear me whenever I put the mic over here.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Yeah, that's why I had to mute you guys when I'm recording the Christmas special.
I thought that was just because we were still talking in our mics.
No,
but
it's
that's
because
good to know.
you guys leaned in and were almost kissing. But I
We
could still
didn't.
hear you.
Maybe.
But yeah. So, is there anything that you two are looking for specifically in the people? Are you going to be talking to any
I
of
kind
them?
of want to see if the dude that pretty much stole money from Feramer shows up again.
Okay, roll
Ju-
a perception
yeah.
or investigation.
Just for some context, I'm walking with them, but I have my spell book open, and I have a section. I like to think I have a section of my spell book at the very back where I just journal random things in,
Dear
and I'm
diary.
trying to organize my thoughts.
Well, it hasn't been an hour yet, so you're probably still time skip. Yeah, you guys walking stuff. What'd you roll?
3.
Yeah, you're not seeing him. He's a very specific man, but you're not seeing the half dwarf, half elf.
Man.
With his flower crown on the hood, Croesus is gonna look at Feramer. Have you been feeling down recently?
What?
Like-
It's kind of
Sad, depressed. I start flipping through my thesaurus. Melancholy.
No, not really. I've just been trying to organize my thoughts, and I just kind of proffer my spell book as I'm writing in it.
I'm opening my second book in my other hand. Well, everything is within your power, and your power is within you.
That's very lovely. Where did you read
know
that?
what you want and reach out eagerly for it. Well, I've just been doing a little bit of reading.
I can see that. That's very good.
Stiff thoughts grow in a fear-based life. Flexible thoughts grow in a love-based life. Does that mean anything to you?
Yes, very much so. I think that is...
Nothing can change unless our body and mind are playing on the same team. Have you ever played on a team before? I don't quite get that one.
You're on the team right now.
I am.
That's what I would assume our little group is. Yes.
I start flipping through my thesaurus. Team.
It just gives other words for it. It's not a dictionary.
Apophis, what were you what were you looking for?
Apophis was mostly just wanting to kind of get an idea of what people here value, judging on where people gather for the most part. It's like, is this a town that enjoys like going and visiting taverns more, or are they more like go to the shops type of place? Get an idea of what's normal.
You can go ahead and roll insight or perception for me.
Insight. I'll do insight. It's the +4.
Someone just
15.
Okay. You look around. It's early-ish morning. At this point, I'd say it's maybe 9 to 10. The sun's been up for a while. There's lots of people about. But they seem to be like going places. Most of them seem to be like delivering sort of deals, like moving foods, or people that had to like leave the house or something to go get stuff. It's like prime shopping hour for like the stay-at-home spouses, and prime delivery hours for like businesses and stuff like that. But otherwise, the students are in their classes, and the people that are manning the shops are in their shops. It's not like taverns are a little bit closed down, or like there's not anyone in, and the tavern owners seem to be using this time as like a spruce time. You definitely notice that a lot of the things that are moving back and forth are food. It seems to be like the big boxes of food seem to be going like towards the harbor, and the smaller boxes are being delivered to the taverns. A lot of their fashion is definitely like flower patterns, like sewn on or like embroidered in or stuff like that, or like flower lace and stuff like that, just all around. And even the men sort of have like they have like a flower sticking out of their pocket or like something like that.
very floral.
No, they do not have those flower prints on the back of their jean butts.
I wasn't gonna ask that, but I still Crushes fits in.
Yeah, you look fine. A lot of the children that are out for unknown reasons, maybe they have an apprenticeship and they're going along with the delivery of whatever to figure it out, or such. A lot of them are wearing flower crowns that seem to been fresh that day. Like they're not like wilted or anything. They like look pristine.
Just because my mind is blanking. What is the name of this city again?
Armstead. It doesn't seem to be like, while there is a war going on, this city doesn't seem to be like the war focused city. They seem to be one of the ones that are sort of not isolated, but definitely prospering without having any of the stress of the war.
Wait, so
it's not really touched by the conflict.
is it like a Bossing Say, from Airbender, where it's like eerily not involved, Or
You could roll history or insight or
He's not really out with us.
yeah, but he's been in the
Yeah.
town, and since he
Yeah.
has that question, I might as well answer it.
Yep, fair enough.
So history or insight.
22
Okay,
on
22.
history.
No, it's not eerie at all. You can probably fit it together that this city's main export is food, and like the constructs can't be used for war, so there's not like a big demand. So like it's not like bustling factories like America was in World War II, where we were pumping out tanks. This is not the same. This is like they're making buses that are used to transport food. So they aren't. It's not like their export isn't in heavy demand for the war, and they don't necessarily have any like heavily influence on the war itself besides the food that they supply. But since they're not in the war zone, like it's fairly easy business. But then you have cities like Capdiosis, the capital, which is sort of like up in arms like with war planning and creating magical devices, and so it's sort of like bustling, and like tensions are a little bit higher there since like everything they're focused on the war fully. And then you have Ferum, which is the main export of iron and gems and stuff like that are like war. But Armstead is just sort of like we supply food here. We're just sort of living our lives, sort of like white picket fenced America, except Amsterdam.
I'm asking this because I'm flipping through my notebook, and I found the image of the Temple of Madness. Did I do research on the face that we saw under Javron?
You never did any questioning, though. I mean, you guys have done research on. You've done a little bit of research on Arc and Co, but you haven't specifically looked into that dualistic face.
Do I know any lore pertaining to something similar at all to that?
To
Just
the face?
yeah, just because of my past with occult things.
Go ahead and roll history or Arcana for me,
While he's doing
or religion.
Or religion.
While he's doing that, just out of curiosity, I imagine at one point we would pass. Does the archive of the Grail ruin seem busy, or does it seem like not many people really go there?
The Grail Rune is that staircase that goes down, and
Yeah.
it's actually like it's sort of been turned into like this college space that
Okay.
the Raceland and Feramer went there and probably would have
Okay.
told you over dinner about their experience down there.
19.
19. You're thinking back on it, and it's not like a prevalent thing at all, but there's sort of like this where Co goes, Arc is, and where Arc is, Co goes, and so whether or not this is like an actual religious like symbol, you don't know. It could be an artist's interpretation, whoever created the rune down there, or something. That's the best that you can come up with. Is it sort of like the dualistic, like one needs the other sort of thing.
But we didn't detect any magic coming off of the face. I remember we did do a detect magic. I don't remember though if
there was no magic coming off the face at all. It was just stonework with a plaque on it in the mouth.
Is that a part of the religion that like? I mean, you kind of just said it that it is like it's like a dualistic sort of.
It is and it isn't. It's sort of like because of the existence of one, there is the existence of the other. But it's not like a core foundation of either religion, but it's like a theme, like a background theme that sort of exists just throughout the whole thing, because it's always a fight between the two. So and the whole religion is based on this fight. So the religions wouldn't exist without the other religion, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Do you guys is there anything else you guys want to do for the day besides like town see? Is there any people that you want to talk to, or do you just want to jump in, go to sleep, and then wake up the next morning for the boat ride?
Do they grow tea here?
Tea.
Made from the flowers.
I don't
I
think you
do
could
not-
turn tulips into tea.
I do not know personally how to grow tea, so as of now, I will say no.
Okay.
It's not their gardens aren't very herbal. It's more like, oh, potatoes and wheat. It's not like, oh, parsley.
Yeah, it's the
parsley.
Parsley, it's the medieval version.
Exactly. It's a new breed. It's
Ah.
basil and parsley.
Okay, yeah.
But no, these guys are like food. It's not like
And flowers.
accent food.
Okay.
And well, the flowers are just they're for decoration and give like culture to the place. But
Yeah.
it's
Did-
also like for the cycle.
Did we all go to that bakery place together, or was that only a few
That
of
was
us?
All of
Oh,
you.
we
But
all
that was
did.
also in Javron, and that was
Yeah.
2 episodes ago.
True, but I still have 2 blueberry
Yeah.
scones from that in my
They're-
pocket, apparently.
Well, they're probably gone bad. You guys traveled for 3 weeks.
How dare you not
You
eat
probably
your
let's just say
pastries.
you ate them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smelly
Because you guys
pockets.
did travel for 3 weeks, and you would get tired of hardtack and jerky.
Is
I know I
that
have.
is that rations in your
Hey,
world?
hardtack
Pretty. What do you think?
slaps.
What else are rations gonna be? Nuts and jerky, hardtack,
Dry rice.
That's true.
dry rice. I mean, no,
That
rice is
would hurt
heavy,
eating
dude.
that.
That would be a lot.
Honey.
They're just like
Actually, no. It's iffy. You could have
they're
rice.
just military MREs.
Well, yeah. I mean, you would just
Add
need
some
water to
water.
in a pot to reconstitute.
But
milk.
a lot of rations are more like eat and go sort of food.
Did Alan give us like pasta to reconstitute?
Oh, what?
Pasta to reconstitute?
Oh my god.
I mean, you guys probably.
That would be amazing.
We just
Like,
stole some noodles from
No,
the
like-
table.
like-
I don't think he physically. You guys could have. Whenever you went shopping, the rations probably would have been like, "Oh, there's pasta."
And then
you
we
guys
had,
like grab
and then we
pasta.
had meat. We could have made it like
Uh,
homemade meat.
well, I would. I just thought it would be it'd be kind of funny, really cool if like Alan gave us like homemade pasta that we had to like reconstitute. You know, while we were out there.
He didn't. He's too busy leading a city
Yeah.
and being
and faking
mafia.
his death.
and also faking his own death.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's half.
And
I
fixing piers we've broken.
True. He has a lot on his plate, and half of it has been done by you guys.
Hey,
Good
we
job,
made it, we made
guys.
it
But-
stop Earth.
Feramer is missing Alan and Ruby.
Okay,
Good
so at this
people.
point, you guys go to bed. Nothing happens for the night, unless for those that don't have like weird sleeping schedules, is there anything that you guys want to do during those extra hours before you have to go to the ship, or
How many hours do we have?
he wants to leave? He wants everyone to be on the ship 30 minutes before sunrise, so like 5:45. 5:45.
Break it down. We need to be up.
It's only been 55 minutes.
Okay, so
No.
I am going to recreate that ridiculous setup that I put together with the chalk sigildry and the salt and amethysts and herbs and incense. Sigil. Look, it's sigil when it's the actual symbol, but sigildry is the study of
Haggle and
sigils.
Sigil.
Anyway, we're gonna ignore that.
What?
Man, he's
Just gonna
really
push-
ruining
Um,
those floors.
Anyway, I'm gonna sit in the midst of all of that, somewhere private, and I'm going to try and reconnect with the ancestors. But I want to try and see if they can relay any memories of the creatures that attacked during the fall. I want to try to reach out to those of the ancestors that were Graelves that died during the fall.
Okay.
Trying to have another baby dream.
Let's have another acid
Okay.
trip.
I can't.
I mean,
remember-
here we go.
I
I'm
can't
go-
remember what I had you roll last time, but just go
Oh.
ahead and roll in intelligence with proficiency.
Baby dream. Baby dream.
I really need to pee.
Let's take a break.
I mean,
It's been 50 minutes.
Let's get progress.
We can DM our own part of the
Yeah.
Whenever you guys,
I mean,
can't leave,
it's
you guys start talking.
26.
26. Okay, and you specifically asked for visions of the fall that they could have been seeing?
Yes.
Okay. So you sit there and try and recreate the scene that you did about a month ago.
Oh, concentrating on my ring. I forgot about that.
And you sit there thinking and thinking. And as you do, you begin to sort of fall asleep again. And you wake up again in this same long expanse of a tree wall that seems to stretch forever in all directions, except for like just sort of like a wall of existence is this tree. But this time you wake up and you look down at your hands, and they're not like the hands of a baby, but they're like a little bit older, maybe like that of like a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old. And you're able to like stand up and walk, though it is a little disorienting change of height, obviously.
There's still the big tree behind me.
There's
Okay.
still the big tree. This time the older gray elf isn't there. But as you turn to look at the tree, you see this sort of branch sticking out. And on the end is an apple waiting for you.
How high up is it?
You can reach it. It's not high.
Okay.
It's like there's like a wall, and then like there's like branches that come down like across the entirety of the wall. It's not like, oh, the branches are only up there.
Okay. I reach out for it.
You reach out, grab it.
Mm-hmm.
You're fine. Do you eat it?
Sure. I mean,
You
I got
fool.
teeth. I got teeth, right?
Yeah, you can.
Cool.
You're
Oh, I
2
thought you
years
didn't
old,
have teeth.
Harry.
Oh, I thought you didn't have teeth.
You
It's
don't know. I
too-
could have that condition where my teeth don't come in.
But okay, so I'm
called
gonna need you
meth
to make a like you take a good sized bite out of it, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh God! Did I have to do this last time? I
No,
don't
but
remember.
last time he also cut you off a small piece.
You can, like,
You're
choke
taking
yourself.
a whole bite out of an apple. The last time the guy gave you like this much, and you're eating like a bite of an apple.
I'm just a wee Bobby.
Wee lad.
That's 9.
9.
Gonna die in a dream.
Okay, so you take a bite and you get flooded, like absolutely flooded, of all of these images passing by. Different things of different. Most of it is a blur. I would like you to make a investigation check for me, or a perception, whichever one you choose,
Guess I'll do investigation.
or insight, whichever one you want.
That's 15.
You are scanning through, and you're scanning through all of these visions that are passing by. Some of them are complete blurs. And you start to... You understand something as all of these sort of zoom on by you, as you're sort of digging through all of these memories. You're understanding more than just the knowledge behind them. You are feeling every moment of these beings during these memories that are passing, the split seconds of emotion, all that. You're fluctuating heavily based on what you're feeling, and it is overwhelming, and it's starting to get a little dizzying. But as you sort of like weave through, you catch glimpses of people running, or people running and looking behind them as a loved one gets tackled to the ground by these bug-like creatures that you know all too well from Laverne. But then there's also other visions of this man with 2 great swords ablaze, slaughtering through mass people through another city. And there's a vision of what seems to be other, not creatures, but they're people that seem to be these embodiments of something that are just whether they're the tools of the fall or they're being controlled by creatures unbeknownst to you, there's people and these bug creatures and things like that, as well as elementals and fae and celestials, just sort of slaughtering humanity as they go through. And all of these moments you're feeling of those that are losing their loved ones or those that are losing themselves. And at the end of it all, you begin to black out. Was anyone sharing a room with him?
I think we all had individual rooms.
You all had individual rooms?
Yeah, I think we paid for individual ones.
Okay. So that ends your thing. Everyone else wakes up except for Feramer. And you guys get up, and I believe are you wanting to do something?
Yeah. It wouldn't be anything substantial unless something came up, but Croesus was just going to go to the graveyard and like spruce it up.
Okay. I don't know what to. I don't know. Just roll and add your proficiency, I guess.
Okay.
Because I don't know exactly what that would be.
Ooh. 1.
You go there, and this place is already so beautiful. You worry that if you touch anything, it would destroy the whole ambiance. Instead of there being people putting bouquets of flowers, there's flowers growing out of the headstones and stuff like that. You physically can't think of anything you can do here to make it prettier.
Well, I guess, I thought about this. Well, I guess I'll go back.
Do you want to spend some time at the graveyard at all? Or do you just want to head straight back after seeing that you can't do it?
Yeah, I'll spend some time there. I don't really want to be walked up on, so I'm going to stealth.
Okay, go ahead and stealth for me.
16.
16?
Yeah.
It's nighttime. People probably aren't going to see you. It's at this point, it's night.
Yeah.
It's past the party hours. You're having a fine time hiding within the darkness. And it's not like the graveyard is in a high traffic area.
Yeah. Croesus is just gonna try to think back to before he had trouble thinking of memories.
Go ahead and roll with that bonus that we talked about. So a history check, and then use that ability. Damn, I really need to pee.
20.
20? You think back, and since you didn't really specify any particular moment in your life that you wanted to think back on, I'm just gonna pull a random one. But you think back about you're just sort of trying to remember, but you don't know what you're trying to remember. So you think, and one of the most, and this sort of not vision, but you get this memory in your head, this really proud moment of yours. You're standing in front of a crowd on a stage. Everyone in the crowd, at least the forefront of the crowd, is head to toe in some form of armor, but it's very ornate and polished. And you look down, and you yourself are in armor, and you walk forward onto the up the stairs of the stage. Sort of, it's a stage and it has stairs on both sides, perpendicular. You walk over to someone that's there, and you give a salute, and they salute back, and then turn over, and you get handed this rapier, and you walk off stage, and that's the end of your memory.
Is it the same rapier on my side?
Yes, but a lot cleaner and not as dark and black as it is doors. Like this one seems to be made of steel, while yours seems to be like. While you don't know what type it is, if you compared the two, yours is definitely darker, but it is like the same design and everything. But yeah, that's what you remember as you walk through the graveyard, and then eventually head back, unless there's anything else you want to do.
I'll just like leave my wilted crown flower or flower crown flower. No,
I need to readjust my mic. Can you like mute mine so that I'm not?
Harry's is red. It's muted, I think.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's Harry's.
Whoa, wait,
Oh no, I
wait,
just
wait.
selected it. I didn't mute it.
Can you mute it?
Are you gonna
Yeah, it's muted.
unselect? Are you gonna unselect?
It doesn't matter. I can't. It's not. There's
I
not
just-
Okay.
But so you set your crown down on just the ground or
Yeah,
anywhere.
yeah.
Okay. You set it down and you head back. At this point, it's like an hour before you guys are waking up. Mark woke you guys up just because you guys don't have a clock. None of you guys have a pocket watch.
Ring.
And so, yeah. But Mark's like goes around and knocks on everyone's doors, and everyone starts to get up. But then Mark reaches the door and like he's knocking,
There's a slip.
and there's no answer.
Mark the timestamp.
There's a slip.
Feramer. Mark walks up to Feramar's door and starts to knock, but there's no response. And at this point, everyone's gotten up, and because Mark had to take his time for some of you heavier sleepers, obviously. But
just walking in there like shaking them violently.
Wake up.
I'm literally having like a seizure on the inside.
you eventually you get. He's not. Everyone eventually gets up, and Mark's like banging, not loudly because it is like
We're on
5
the
a.m.
We're on the second floor, right?
Yeah, you're on the second floor, all down the same hallway, and he's like knocking on Feramar's door, and he's not answering. And this time, you guys are all up. The tent's not packed yet because Mark has to go back inside. But besides that, everyone at this point is ready to. Everyone's ready to leave, except for Feramer, which seems to not be waking up, which is odd because he's always normally the first one up.
He's probably
the
doing
goody
the
Or
sponge bath.
he's not normally always the first one up, but he and Croesus are always up early in the morning together.
Wonder if he's doing that sponge bath he always talks about doing every morning.
Are there windows on the side?
On
of
the
building?
outside?
Yeah.
Like there is, but it's on the second floor. You can't like look in.
From our... this might sound quite dumb, but would anyone be able to possibly... What are the windows like? Are they like glass, and can we move them up or down or anything?
Yeah, they're glass, but they are locked from the inside, sort of like that switch lock. That's
Okay.
sort of
But
like-
we could, if
like
we were to...
cartoony, like
Yeah.
square window, like but it's locked
Yeah.
on the inside.
But if we were to theoretically climb out the window, we could look through the window, right?
Like my own window.
No, because it's like a sheer wall. There's not like a
Okay.
thing to climb out on, unless one of the more dexterous people in the party decides to climb the wall, or anyone with a climbing speed.
Raceland, can't you fly?
Are you in my room?
We're all awake.
You're all awake and like out, and
Yeah.
Alatar's,
Always sleep.
Alatar's not answering his door, and you guys need to
Okay.
be
Oh.
fair.
Croesus is just gonna like try to unlock the door.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Pickpocket.
Sleight of hand.
I've been looking at it, and that's not
Mhm.
actually how they work.
Yeah.
What you're supposed... Technically, you roll sleight of hand, but you're actually rolling...
Thieves' tool check.
it's a Thieves' Tool check, which is your dexterity plus proficiency, since you have proficiency with Thieves' Tools, which is borderline the same as rolling with sleight of hand, but you
Mhm.
don't add your proficiency on top of that again. So you don't have double proficiency, unless you have expertise in lockpick.
Okay.
Just so you
Well, that was an 11 with proficiency, so I just jam the thing in there and get it stuck.
No, you don't break it. It's not.
Okay.
You're not that bad of a roll. The DC was only 14.
Okay.
But go ahead and roll again, because Mark's gonna like try and help you as well.
Okay.
Because he has a way with locks as well.
So, but it's not with proficiency.
No, it is with proficiency.
Oh, it
It's
is?
only
So
one
you roll.
proficiency.
It's what happens is a lot of people will say, "Okay, I'm gonna do a thieves' tool check,"
Mhm.
and they'll do sleight of hand, which has proficiency, and then they'll add proficiency from their thieves' tool.
Okay. So, okay.
So it's just dex
Yeah.
plus proficiency for a thieves' tool.
Okay, so 15.
15.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Mark comes over and helps you like readjust, and you manage to find you find the right order of the pens. And door opens, and you open it, and Alatar is splayed on the ground. Feramer. I need to pee. Hold on. I think that's what's distracting me. So give me like 5 minutes, please.
Bro, I'm lagging.
I just started recording. I'm like, okay, I'm back from the restroom.
Wait, 5 seconds? Yeah.
No, we don't have to wait 5 seconds. So, yeah, you guys see Feramer on the ground, and I take it. Well, Feramar's on the ground. You can't really tell. But you can
A
tell
ton
that-
Why does it
of
look
ton
like
of
you've been
magic shit just like splayed across the ground in geometric patterns.
Chalk circle, and it's just like on the ground.
Yeah,
does
with
he-
like
what does he
crystals,
look
can't like everything you associate with magic is literally just splayed out in this giant geometric pattern
How does
around
he
him.
stretch that way to suck his own dick?
It's just a really elaborate sex orgy.
Apophis is just thinking. this
Wait,
is
where'd
gonna
you
be
with
hard
one
to
person?
clean up quickly,
Sounds like masturbation.
and is gonna get started.
Okay, let's rein it back in. I was gone for 2 minutes.
I'm gonna
Derek looked at me and I was like,
Bro, shut up.
Apophis, while you're checking, while Barash is checking on Feramer, is
It's
gonna
really
start,
impressive.
just gonna get started cleaning up because he knows that's gonna take a while.
So are you
realized my
medically
dick.
checking up
Then
on
I
him?
go,
I'm
What are you
kinda-
doing?
I'm
I've
making sure he's not,
removed
like, foaming at the
4
mouth,
ribs.
And I'm gonna like make him kind of sit up.
You come over to him and you like pick up. You like try to. You start picking him up, and you notice that out of one of his nostrils is bleeding.
I thought you were gonna say like a booger or something.
Yeah.
No, but it's not. It's not like bad. It's like he got a nosebleed.
It's like a small booger.
I'm gonna lightly like start slapping him on the face, but like steadily get more powerful so he wakes up.
Just use your bunk
I guess-
stick.
No, I'm not gonna kill him instantaneously. Like the other guy.
Roll a medicine check.
Oh, which one is that? I've never had to roll a medicine check.
Medicine
None
is
of us
wisdom.
ever have.
Oh, wisdom. Oh, great.
Can I help him trying to wake him up?
Sure.
Are you
Alright.
proficient with medicine?
Wake up.
I'm
No face.
I don't think
You
he
just
is.
do the trick where you put my hand
Yeah,
in
you
warm
do that.
water and I piss myself.
Oh, 18.
Yay!
18. I mean, you're going to hand, but this is not a
You're-
medical way
you're
to
just-
wake someone up. So you're just sort
Okay.
of. You eventually it starts getting red, and you like you stop.
Well, no, he wouldn't see it. I have a beard, so he's
Beard?
like, yeah. Well, I have a goatee like around here.
Yeah,
Yes,
but it's
yeah.
not-
Yeah, they go.
It's like
Um,
here.
Croesus
okay,
is
yeah.
gonna
Not just
start
tapping your
digging
chin.
through like his magical component pouch for like, you know, how you can wake people up with sniffing salts,
Yeah.
except you're not supposed to because it'll like snap their neck. But I'm gonna like,
What?
yeah, it's like really bad for your neck if you just wake up and just.
Can
Yeah,
I
that's
try
why not-
shocking grass?
But he's not dead.
Am I breathing?
Yeah, you're breathing.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're
You don't
not
need to
bad.
restart my heart.
No, around your neck, like.
So I'm gonna find the equivalent to sniffing salts and put it.
There is some sulfur in his bag.
Okay,
That's
so
probably sulfur and bat guano is probably the best thing closest thing you can find.
Okay.
Besides actual salt.
yeah, put
I'll
it.
hold-
Do that
I'll
and
hold
accidentally
his- I'll
cause
hold
a
his head
fireball.
in place so it doesn't like.
Wait, but what if
Yeah.
this body lifts up?
No, I probably have a little bit of ammonia in there too, to be honest.
I'm gonna turn into.
Like,
I don't know. I feel
talking
like the sulfur and
ammonia.
bat guano.
I'm
If I'll
turn-
just get all of it and put it next to his
Wait,
nose.
wouldn't I
someone-
smell like sulfur if I transform?
It doesn't
Can I, like,
matter, I
lay
just
on him?
It doesn't. He already has sulfur. It's fine.
Okay.
You just go full demon Saiyan mode.
Then, like, Altar's over there. But yeah,
I sound like the pufferfish.
go ahead and I guess medicine's the only thing that's close. So
13.
he is out.
Apophis,
Can I
Apophis seeing there's this that this is gonna take a while.
give him mouth to
How
mouth?
long would you say it takes for me to just quickly grab everything, just stuff it in his bag, and then try to
You probably the same amount of time it took him to get stuff out of your bag.
Oh yeah, none of you have
So
precipitation.
I've packed everything in, and then I'm just thinking.
Also, we gotta clean the chalk up off the
Yeah, that's what
floor.
I was doing while you guys were working on him.
Right.
Just, I think we're running low on time. Let's just take him. We'll figure it out on the boat.
Okay, I guess I'll take him.
I get a before we do that. I get a bucket of bath water and I splash it on his face.
He's not waking up.
He's
Okay.
wet now.
You know, I'm gonna put him in the tent. I'm just gonna.
I'm
No,
just comatose
shoot
the
out of the
rest of the
tent.
game.
Kicked out of the tent.
Yeah, that'll wake him up.
Oh
Just
yeah, he's not. Okay, I'll just
shoot him out into the
You guys
wall.
have to carry him.
I'll just
That's
sling him
just-
over my shoulder and just
Let's just bring.
let his arms hang as he just.
Okay,
Flop
so you
away.
guys pack up, head out, and you go to the it's like a bigger Viking ship, like a multi-floored Viking ship, in the sense that it's a rowboat, but it also has a sail, but it's not a sea sailing boat, it's a river boat, so sometimes they don't have like sometimes the wind isn't enough, so they have to use
Oh,
oars.
so it's like it. That'd
It's not
be
like
more
a
like a.
massive vessel.
It'd be like a Roman boat, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it has oars. It's maybe a 60 to 70 man vessel.
I'm gonna pop 3 or
So it's decent size because this river is big, but it's not like, it's not a seafaring vessel. But it can carry cargo, and which it is. It has. You guys walk up onto the deck, and you see people running around tightening cargo. But the majority of people you can tell are under the ship on the oars, getting ready to depart, while everyone else that has more like maritime skills that are like tying knots and stuff like that are above the deck and like getting all the sails ready, and the captain's like talking to people, like ordering them about to get stuff done.
Or we'd probably approach Jack himself, since he's the one we made the deal with. So
Yeah.
approach him whenever there's an opening.
Easily enough, after like a minute or two, people know what they need to do most of the time. Jack's role is mainly to just like sail the ship, while also making. He's like HR plus like the navigator. So he's everything's getting squared away. People leave him alone, and he's like starts to go to the helm, but then he notices you. He's like, you guys made it. That's good. I know I'm being a little bit upfront. We're getting ready to leave, so I might as well get the money now.
That's what I was thinking. Get it out
So
of the way
who here? Is he okay? And he points at Feramer.
We need to
He's-
figure that out.
He's a little bit of a heavy sleeper. I'll pay for him though.
Okay, so since do you guys know if he's gonna work any of the other weeks? Because I completely understand if he's just out of it for a day, but if he's not gonna work for the entire week, he'll need the full price will need to be paid.
We'll try to wake him up as much as we can. That can be our
If
first.
not-
You guys, how about this? Pay me the 50 now, and then when he wakes up, if he says he doesn't want to work, then just the full 100 will be fine, or you'll pay the other 50. But if he decides to work, then it'll
I'll
be
go
fine.
He will pay you back though.
Okay,
We'll
so
pay you back.
so he
I'll
points
work.
at I don't think I caught I know you two, but I don't know the other three.
I'm working.
And your name is
Racing.
and
Hi, my name is Croesus. I'll be working. Yeah.
and the one over your shoulder is
That would be Feramer, and at the moment we don't really know if he'll be working. It'll be his decision.
okay. So 4 people working. Is that what I heard right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Who's sailed before?
I mean, I come from, as you can tell, I'm not really from around here. I'm
Yeah.
not the most.
I remember talking to you. You haven't sailed. You've sailed before.
Yes, but
Have you two sailed?
No.
It was more a raft
No.
and just a one-man vessel, but
You do
I know a
know
decent
knots?
amount.
Do you know how to do knots and stuff like that?
I know how to do knots.
I know a little bit about it.
Do you know how to do knots? Like sailor knots?
No, not sailor knots, just knots.
Yeah, tie my
I-
shoes.
I was asking you as a
I don't
DM.
wear shoes, so I don't even know.
He studied a book of knots.
Okay.
I can do that. I can.
Stop
make
sleep
notes
talking.
at the
Also,
very
okay,
end.
so there's three places that I can put you. One is on the oars, and that's like the where the strong people are gonna go. That's where I'm assuming you're probably gonna go.
Beef.
Two, the more mechanical labor up top, dealing with the sail and lookout and stuff like that. And then three is if any of you guys have any magic that might be able to help us.
He's the magic person. I know a few spells, but it would depend on what you
I
have.
have less utility.
I'm
well,
good at
more
ma-
thing. It's more along the line of like druid magic. I don't. None of you guys look the part of a druid. Like anything that can move water, that we could use to move debris out of the way in front, or I don't know, something that could help with the wind or
I
something.
could
like that.
definitely move big debris out of the way with magic of mine, but I'm really good at math, and I don't know.
If you wanna work with the debris clears up front, that'd be fine.
Perfect.
What about you? Do you know knots or anything?
No, but I'm very perceptive.
We already have a lookout. You know what? It's not bad to have multiple lookouts. We only have one, and he can't cover every side of the ship. So I guess I'll send you up to the crow's nest, and that's where you'll spend the next week. Besides sleeping, obviously. Sleeping quarters under the deck. It's communal. There's not any like rooms. Just so you know, go ahead and find a corner and like claim some beds. Put him down. We'll send a doc to check on him. Is that necessary?
I think we can. We'll keep trying to wake him up.
Well, you guys are going to be working, so I need. Does he need medical assistance right now?
Not currently.
Nah,
but
he'll
if
be
he
fine.
If he doesn't wake up later, potentially.
Because
Okay.
we have no idea what's happened.
Since that's the case, the doc's not doing anything right now. He's just checking his supplies. I'll send the doc down, have him check. The rest of you, Raceland, was it? You'll be at the front of the ship with the other magic man. Croesus, go ahead and climb up. You'll be on deck. Go down, just find an open seat and start rowing. Whenever it gets called, there'll be a whistle, and then everyone will start rowing. It'd probably be best if you just join someone on a row or on an oar. That way you can like keep pace with them, and you'll just be like assistance with strength.
What stats is each thing gonna require?
Okay, so strength, obviously. You two will be doing perception, and for you'll just be helping around the boat. So it's pretty much anything that he needs done that day. A lot of it depends on what he's having you do, but he could be having you do like secure stuff or like. So most of it will probably be sleight of hand.
Okay.
But if you're willing to make a charisma check, a charisma check with casting of what's it called? Wild cunning.
Yeah.
Because a couple of wild cunning's thing is dismantling and assembling camps. So if you make a good charisma check with this, I'll give you advantage on your sleight of hand since I don't think you have the highest sleight of hand.
And I can also, if necessary, get some of my flying snakes to help out a little bit, so it's more than just me doing it.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll do the wild cunning whenever time arrives.
Okay.
And then try the charisma because
the charisma. Well, the charisma is to change the spell because the spell's not necessarily to help with sailing.
Yeah. One other thing I can't right now, but in the morning I can prepare a spell to help make sure the food and drink is at its best. Make sure it's not getting any worse with the time or anything.
All right, we'll probably
Purify food and drink. I can prepare it tomorrow.
We'll probably use you towards the. This computer's being fickle. It
Latter.
turned off and I won't turn back on. But then whenever I turn it off, it turns on, and then it turns off and doesn't let me.
Sounds like me.
We'll need you probably towards the end of the track, or
I'll get it
anything
prepared.
gets
Can't
more-
relate. I'm
Oh,
not
I can also try and get some more utility spells prepared.
Okay,
It is.
So four that are awake, I'm
Just
going to
cut-
need
cut
a
you.
skill check for the week from you, so to see how well you perform. So I'll start with Croesus. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Yes. I see not much. I rolled a 1.
You rolled a natural.
Yes, plus 8.
Uh,
Yes,
We
and
get-
then
Dice.
he rolled a natural one. He failed.
We get attacked by a kelpie.
You go up there and
That's
you're
a really
looking
big
around.
bird.
There's water.
this is a
But
boat.
You're distracted by this thought, and you often start to daydream about that memory that you stumbled upon the night before,
Wins.
and you just sort of you seem to just focus on it and daydream. But the other dude that's up there is too busy looking out that he doesn't notice you slacking.
Okay, you can't
With
really.
your passive stealth and his focus on the outside.
Yeah.
He just like blends in.
Just-
He doesn't even know you're there.
Yeah.
What is your passive stealth, right?
Oh, I have a plus 11 to stealth. So.
Yes, so it's 21.
21.
Connor, you're going to be making a perception check as well, looking for just like debris to keep the ship clean, or like. Ship.
16.
Trash collector.
Yeah, you go up front, and every once in a while there's a large like branch that has fallen, or you'll have to. What spell are you? Are you flying down and like moving stuff?
I have shape water.
You have shape water?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So you're just every once in a while you'll see like a tree that's in the way, and you and the dude in the front will sort of like move the tree out of the way so we don't have to change course, or like just keeping like debris and stuff out of the water and stuff, or collecting some debris that might be useful at some point.
Yeah, if I ever see like a chest or a crate or something, I'll probably fly down and get it.
Loot.
With your roll, you don't notice anything. You notice like broken ones and stuff like that, like debris and stuff. But
Are
you
we-
don't notice anything like crazy sticking.
Are we going through a
But you
minefield?
do your job pretty well.
Okay.
So are we going through like a shipwreck field? Like Croesus wouldn't know anyways because he can't see.
Yeah,
But
that's good looking water.
Well, the water is pretty clear, but it is a river.
Mhm.
So obviously sometimes
yeah,
the
it's-
erosion will cause a tree to
Mhm.
fall in, especially since the sides of the river are not cleared at all.
yeah.
Okay. Then we'll do a check for strength.
So with the rowing, am I like with another person on the same oar? Or we just
Yeah, it's like there's like several people on the same oar, and you like walk down and you like try and find this place.
okay.
Did you roll
Five.
a 5? Did you roll a natural 1?
No, I rolled a 5.
Yeah, it's a
You rolled-
5.
Do you not
Oh
have a
wait.
plus in
Oh
strength?
yeah, I do 8.
8. Okay.
Just
Uh,
base strength. Really.
Yeah, you go down there. Go ahead and roll a Constitution check or save for me.
Oh, saving throw.
Yeah, con
I
save.
get
It's
nothing.
not magical.
So with a con save, do I add my?
You add your Constitution save, which is your con modifier, and if you're not proficient in it.
Oh, okay. So I got an
An 18?
18. Yeah.
Okay, so you managed to go down there and you work pretty hard. Like you're not working yourself to the bone as a lot of the other people are. It's not like you're a hindrance, but it's also not like you're a help. And you don't end up like tiring yourself out and gaining points of exhaustion, but you're down there and you're working.
With quotes.
Alright. Yeah, because working is based on your output, and you're not really outputting anything. So, and
I'm like near like the center of the oar, so like nothing's happening.
yeah. Okay, so
So I'm gonna do the wild cunning, and first I need to do the check for the charisma check you said.
if you're doing wild cunning,
Yeah, I'm gonna do that to
So
help
it's a
me.
charisma check to see if the spell changes, and if it does, then you get advantage.
That is a 21.
Okay, a 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sort of cast this spell, and these sort of like ethereal beings that you can't really see. You see like glimpses of them,
Yeah.
but you can't really make
Yeah,
out anything.
it's
They sort of,
basically
like,
just because of the monocle.
Yeah, they sort of just like wisp around you, and
Yeah.
like your hands begin to move, and you
Yeah.
like you're like, oh, I know the, and then you just sort of like
Yeah.
go ham on the knots, or
Yeah.
like oh no, a rope came loose, but you like reach out your hand and
Yeah.
the rope like whips into your hand because you like have that spell. And
He's
you're-
just making a show of it, pretty much.
yeah, you're doing good.
Yeah.
And you do good for your week.
All right.
But 2 days pass, and the doctor came and checked on Feramer, and he couldn't really, besides the blood on his nose that you guys did not clean off.
I was clean
Well,
before,
you did get
okay?
splashed in the
He
face
did-
with water.
Feramer is stable. He's not running any fever. He is not breathing erratically. His heartbeat is fine. There's nothing wrong with him physically at this point that the doctor can notice. And about 2 days go by before Feramer finally wakes up about halfway through one of the days. Feramer, you awaken. You hear the splashing of water against wood, and you hear the yells of like row, 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 coming from like a little bit further ahead of you. Or actually, no, it'd be behind you because the sleeping area is towards the front of the ship because the propulsion's in the back. So like you like wake up and you're like in this like bedded area with a blanket on top of you, and you look and you see a bunch of people rowing. They're not facing you; they're facing away from you. But you appear to be on some sort of ship, and no one's like attending to you right now.
What time of day is it right now?
You can't tell you're in a ship unless you have keen mind. Do you have keen mind?
No, but the ports that the oars go out into the water, there's no light coming in through
There's light
that?
coming through it, yeah. But
Okay.
you can't tell what time, but you know it's daytime.
Okay. I was just wanting to know if it was night or day. I didn't really
Yeah.
care about the specific time.
And yeah, it's the
Um,
time is actually it's like midday for those that are outside. But you wake up on a ship, you don't know how you got there, and the last thing you remember is dying a couple times and a lot of other like. You experience the fall, very like glimpses of the fall, some of the worst moments, some of the bad, and some of the not bad moments. And you're pretty groggy because you've been asleep for 2 weeks, and your body sort of aches from staying still.
yeah.
While also not staying still because you're on a boat.
He's just gonna sit up, kind of bring the blanket a little closer around his shoulders, and honestly, he's just not gonna move. He's just gonna sit there and
Until he gets
think about what he
Until we go down from
witnessed.
the night and see you're awake.
or until he gets a massive cramp in his foot.
What?
Foot.
You also haven't eaten for a couple days, so you're hungry. The best they could have given you was sugar water, so your mouth is a little. It's like you were sucking on a Jolly Rancher for a while. Because the only thing they could give you was sugar water.
Is my pack nearby?
Yeah, your pack is with you, and so is most of everyone else's like excess packs that they didn't need. Like Barash, your bag and the tent is set up there. The tent's not set up; it's like rolled up and like put away.
They just see
Yeah.
us.
I'm just gonna take out like a few pieces of jerky and just absentmindedly eat them while I'm thinking. I don't feel like getting up right now or talking to anyone because I kind of had a bit of a traumatic experience. Yeah.
With how he's not really focused. See.
Barash is focused.
I have a passive 10 perception. I'm not going to
Bara-
see this
Barash
guy.
is Barash is focused on the rowing because he's trying to not embarrass.
I rolled a 13 on
You know,
perception.
every
Do I just notice him?
You sense below deck.
It
He's
was
awake.
X-ray vision.
But
I see through you.
as
I
it's
see
midday,
water.
it's slowly.
We are in water.
It doesn't take too long before the doc comes down to check on you to give you your lunch, which is more sugar water. And he notices that you're awake. It's this older gentleman, but not like too old, maybe in his 50s. He has like a really dark gray beard. It's like it's just transitioning from black to white. It's like in the middle of the transformation. He has a bald head, but like a cap on, or like a do-rag on.
Is it do-rag?
Like a head covering, like a bandana wrapped around.
Oh
his
yeah.
head.
I'm-
the
yeah,
one
I'm
dude
just-
from Treasure Planet. You know, the with the.
I'm just clutching my feather necklace and like weaving it between my fingers and
Rocking
Hey, you. You're finally
like-
awake.
He's also, he's also an elf. Fuck yeah. I was gonna say that.
just and
I wasn't gonna say the actual line like it, but I was.
I'm just
say
kind of
Uh,
staring mindfully at the floor, but like I eventually like look up, I'm like evening, so
Oh, you're awake. He comes up.
you got crossing the border.
What am I supposed to say? Oh, you. Sleeping
you're finally
Beauty,
awake.
You must have been kissed by your prince because you're awakened from your slumber. What am I supposed to
You
say?
are no longer
It's
asleep.
just funny how
Oh, your slumber is
finally
ended.
the stupid bitch is away.
He comes over and sits down his thing. He's like, "Are you all right? What happened? Your friends came on and said that they found you unconscious in your room.
I was trying to cross the border.
It's been like 2 days. You guys probably talked to the doctor about your unconscious friend.
We told him this completely.
We don't know who this
fabricated
dude-
Story.
We don't know who he is. We just took him.
Oh, we just mugged this guy on the street. Can you take care of him?
I am a mage by trade, and so I was experimenting with something, and it had unforeseen results, let's just say.
I see. And you see him sort of like reach into his pocket and he pulls out this, this sort of like, it's sort of like this really small bowl with a hole in the bottom where he puts his finger and like all of a sudden it like lights up, and it sort of like beams into your eyes and he's like checking your eyes. He casts light.
Awesome.
That's crazy. He like checks you out and he's like, "Yeah, you're fine. I mean, well, he rolled a natural 20 on insight, so
You can he can tell that I'm telling the truth, but I'm not telling
no,
the full
he rolled
truth.
insight to see why you look so goddamn depressed, and he can tell you just went through some shit.
I'm also
okay.
a psychologist.
He has like the chair. He like pulls it up.
Tell me how you're feeling. Lay back down.
That's what I need you to tell, like, word for word. How is Feramer feeling right now?
The past few weeks, he's been feeling mortally freaked out. So normally he wouldn't try to reach out to the ancestors, but he's been mortally freaked out and he doesn't really know what else to do. So he's been doing that, and he's combat. He's just
Like, I'm on the happy music. I don't know why it's so epic.
it's
There we go.
so happy.
it's
I'm
like
so happy.
it's like a mixture of like deep-seated sadness, confusion, and I think above all right now what he's feeling is he's feeling worry, and he's feeling longing to be with the people that bring him comfort in his life, like his family members and his significant other.
I want my daddy.
We're trying to have an intimate moment with character building, and you guys are over here.
Yeah, a
talking
bunch of
over him.
assholes.
Are we at an Inception moment?
He tried to spin the top and it stopped. And we're like, whoa.
Inception.
Isn't the top? The top is supposed to stop.
That's
to
why he
signify that
looked-
you're out of.
Yeah,
the
that's why he looked up a
thing.
picture of a perpetual top spinning. and then we were like, whoa, again.
So dumb. The doc, you can see the doctor looks at you as he's talking and sort of like squints, and he's like, "You've been through a lot. You probably should rest. Are you in any pain? Your head hurts a little bit, and your body aches from sitting still for so long. Just as like a physical description of how you feel." I know, and this is the doctor speaking, I know sitting and I don't know what you went through with whatever just happened or if there's something outside of it, but I don't have any encouraging words, but I could help you feel physically better. that's the extent of my powers. But you have some good friends. They paid for your trip as of now. I don't know what business you have with them, but if you need any medicine for any pain, hit me up. I'm top deck under the steering wheel. There's a door on the left side. That's my room. Right side's captain's. I would suggest staying down, but once you like start to get your equilibrium, like get up a bit.
I think I've had enough of sitting down and thinking and resting. I think it'd probably be good for me to see the sun and maybe do a little bit of work with my hands.
All right. Do you need help getting up?
I don't know. I haven't tried sitting up quite yet.
Okay. Go ahead and try and stand up. Or you try to stand up. Roll a Constitution save.
Oof.
Falls back out.
Yeah, I
every
just-
day.
I just-
do a check for me.
I just face plant. That is a. Oh, my stats are in front of me. Okay. What was it again? Constitution, you said?
Yeah, check. Do a check, not a save.
8.
8. As you stand up, your head throbs hard, and you start to lose balance. But the doctor does catch you and sort of like, I'll help you to the top, and I'll get you a seat so that you can be in the sun. We don't have any sit-down work as of now, but yeah, let's just get you up top deck. What are you guys doing?
Nothing.
You said hard, and so
No, you
they're
said
acting like
throbbing
children and
hard.
laughing.
And so he helps you go upstairs. You're relying on him quite a lot because you can't really. It's like seasick. It's not like seasickness. You're super dizzy and can't find footing. But once you get like sat down and you're like sitting up in the sun, you start to feel a little bit better. And having moved your limbs, it's not as uncomfortable sitting now that you've moved. But yeah, you're up top. You see Apophis going ham with
He's
his
just
snot
swinging
work.
on the ropes, pretty much.
Yeah. You notice Croesus is up top and Raceland is up front doing some. Right now he's sitting there with another person, but otherwise everyone sort of seems to be busy.
Cross is just looking directly up at the bird. Just like,
I wish I had a longbow to shoot.
If only it was a jam.
Yeah, it just gets just gets Jeb's brain all of a sudden.
Or a rig.
Where's my blunt?
Or a rig.
But
Or rig, yeah.
yeah.
His speciality was deer, though.
The captain doesn't notice you come up top, so he's still on the wheel. But you find there's like a barrel that's sort of like been turned into a chair, like cut in half, and then like planks been put on top, made into a chair that you're sitting on under like the rail. Like the stairs like go up, and then like there's the two doors for the two rooms I described, and then like there's like a couple chairs, and you're sitting in one of those chairs. Right now you're sort of in the shade, but like you can see the sun because the sun's behind you.
Okay.
So,
It's going north.
it is behind.
Yeah,
pretty much at this point you're going.
Because the
I thought there
river,
was
we're
another
going
name
up
for
the
it,
river,
I
which
was
is going.
It's
you know,
at this
be an
point you're
asshole.
pretty much
East.
going
But
east.
it's just
Yeah, we're going east.
It's more east than northeast, but you're still going a little bit north. It's
Yeah.
like
Ever so much.
it's east northeast. That's like an
Wow.
actual
North, east, east.
No, it east northeast. That's an actual
Yeah.
cardinal
Okay.
direction.
Yeah.
Or not a cardinal there, but yeah. The day passes and the night begins to fall. You sort of sit there and spend your time thinking. Eventually, everyone comes down. Night hits and it's time for dinner. Those that are on the top deck turn around and notice you finally sitting over there, still with your feather.
Yeah, well, I think by now, because of like just everything that's been going on, he's going to pick back up a habit he hasn't indulged in a while, and
Pulls out a drug.
Starts
sort of.
vigorously masturbating.
he's going.
I've
He's
been
going. He's going to pull
I've
out.
been backed up for 3 days.
He's going to pull out this pipe that's kind of carved into the visage of a dragon, and it's like made out of this like cherry wood. And he stuffs in a little bit of tobacco into it and lights it and begins to puff on it a little bit.
This is the no smoking boat.
Well, you guys come down and you notice Feramer sitting in a chair smoking. Except for you, Barash, you're downstairs. Actually, you probably come up to eat with the rest of the group.
Yeah, after a while.
Let's see. Finally woke up.
Yes, it was a hell of a dream I had.
When we found you, you were just sleeping in a circle of salt, chalk, and crystals and everything. I tried to clean it up as best as I could and put it back in your bag. Didn't want to leave the floor with all that left on it.
I appreciate that.
I slapped you pretty hard. You didn't wake up though, so.
Yes, I did feel like a bit of a soreness on my right cheek when I
What
woke
is your
up.
passive perception?
What are you doing?
I'm trying not to laugh and look at Ryan.
Put it over your face.
You guys just have an incurable case of the giggles right now.
It's bad.
I didn't mean to
Ryan has something pulled
giggle.
up on his computer.
His stat sheet right now, but it wasn't.
We're focused.
Did
We're
you
professionals.
Did you sleep okay?
As best as can be expected. What do all of you know of the Grey Elves specifically?
I'm from a completely different island. I know pretty much that they existed.
I have
Do
this
I-
book.
Do I have any clue on what the Grey Elves are?
I mean, you have one sitting in front of you.
I mean, but like,
You know it's a race.
But like, do I know anything
I
about
don't.
it?
I
It's like
mean,
happening
roll
in
history, I guess.
No, really.
They
Still
don't.
learning about every race here, pretty much.
Yo, 8.
Yeah, no. You're blanking.
Yeah, I got nothing.
You're about the same level as me.
I have a book
You have a book about Grey Elves?
in runes, yeah.
Just have this.
Interesting.
No, I've had it for a
Might
while.
I see it later when time permits?
Yeah, sure.
It might have to wait, given we're trying to
Just have it. You're
work
like, oh yeah.
keep the ship working.
No one's ever asked for this book, so I mean, I
Which, just so you know, right now, Barash has paid the 50 gold, but that is assuming you will work. If you don't want to work, it'll be 50 more
I
gold.
will work tomorrow. I just had to take today to
You
regain
know
my
those?
bearings.
it's not
I
strong
might.
enough,
I'm not especially athletic, but
I feel
I
would
can
be-
give it my
I
best
feel
shot.
It would be best either doing something like I was or helping out Traceland with moving debris out of the way.
That
it's
is
hard
true.
work, but it's
Is Raceland drunk?
Is there anybody like sitting close to us right now that's not of our group?
Pretty much what's happened is you guys like walked over to where he is, and you guys are like eating like your bread and like stuff like that. Because there was like a couple extra chairs next to Feramer, and then the rest of you are sitting on the deck. Because that's sort of like people are sitting like against the railing. It's like night, and you guys have docked pretty much. Like you've lowered anchor on this coast of the river, or towards the coast, not on the actual coast. But you guys are like anchored towards the coast, and most of the rowing crew has come up and has started to eat. And most of the people that have spent the day in the sun have gone under deck and are eating. So some of you guys are sitting in the barrel chairs, and the others are on the ground just eating.
Well, I guess what I'm asking is like, are any of them within earshot of us in our conversation?
It's pretty. There's people decently close, but you guys haven't really. Besides maybe Croesus and Raceland and maybe I guess you guys might like be on like talking basis with people, but like whenever eating times comes, you guys eat as a group. So people, there's sort of like this. There's gaps between the groups of people, but the gap between you and others is a little bit bigger. And I mean, it's a ship, so the people are pretty rowdy, so it's pretty loud. So if you talk in hushed tones, you think you'd
Okay.
be not heard.
I'm going to. You can tell me if I can't do this or not, but I want to try to use precipitation to make basically like in the very center of the gap between us and the other people. I want to amplify the noise of the waves up against the ship to be just a tad bit louder, just to kind of create a bit of a sound barrier right there.
Okay. Can press do sound?
Yes, it can make
Okay.
a sensory effect of some kind. It can make puffs of smoke. It
Okay.
can create sounds.
Yeah, you add to the sound, and while it's like a noise was added, but it's not like the noise was increased. It's like a sound was added, but noise level stayed pretty much the same. But I mean, you can't understand unless you like super focus what the other people are talking about, and you don't notice anyone just like looking around. No one's like staring at your group and like listening in. So you think you can talk,
Okay,
unless you want to roll perception to see if anyone's listening in.
I'll do that real quick.
Roll perception.
We've been fucked multiple times for not doing proper perception checks.
Or not rolling high enough.
Yeah, which is a problem I just had.
Exactly.
Well, that's a straight up 9.
Okay, yeah, you don't notice anyone.
Office doesn't care, so he's not gonna.
Okay, so the Grey Elves, though we are elves in our own right, we are extremely different from the other races of elves. We have a specific set of abilities that separate us from them, and a particular belief system that separates us from most other races. Whenever a Grey Elf dies, our minds, not our souls, but our minds get added to a collective that exists outside of space and time and any other plane you can think of. And this collective that's formed by the dead Grey Elves' minds is known as the Ancestors. Once you join the Ancestors, you lose your sense of consciousness or individuality. Rather, you become a collective memory store that us living Grey Elves can learn to tap into. But it is very limited for those that are not trained in contacting the Ancestors. I, last night, attempted to contact them using various rituals that I've been trained in over my lifetime, and I entreated them about specifically the fall. I tried to summon up memories from Grey Elves that had died during the fall, and it was, to put it lightly and for the sake of brevity, enlightening. It would seem that, unsurprisingly, the Follies were the leaders of the attacks during the fall. At least that's what I got out of it. They seemed to act as like powerful generals, but something that surprised me above all is that it wasn't just those bug creatures that we encountered that were the creatures that came during the fall. There were celestials, fae, demons, creatures of every repute from seemingly every plane of existence beyond our own. Which, after some thought, it begs the question, if that's the case, were they attacking and slaughtering for a reason, Or were they somehow controlled by some other force? And if so, was them coming to our plane a coincidence of some kind of event, a conjunction of spheres, if you will, or was it a planned mass plane shift of all of these creatures coming and slaughtering and then leaving?
I have no idea.
I don't either, and frankly, it just has me more spooked than it does anything else.
My kind didn't really keep a track record of what was known as the Fall because we were too busy, taking over the island. Well, my ancestors of sorts they were a bit preoccupied to see what was going on across the ocean.
The fall was a global event.
It did less, I believe, on my island.
I don't believe I specified anything. The fall happened everywhere, but the humans were the least impacted, which is why the humans were able to create their empire, including that of over the Yanti.
Okay, yeah,
When did the fall
that was
happen?
About, I believe the year's 1400 right now, so about 1400 years ago.
yeah. Then I was mistaken. My bad.
Yeah, this was a long
Yeah.
time ago.
Yeah.
It's a long time ago that pretty much set humanity back to prehistoric, and then everything that was history became prehistory.
How many weeks have we been a party? Or how much time have we been a party
You guys,
collectively?
Met up in the city.
yeah. Hold on, I'm counting the time frame.
It's been a month or two travel.
It's been. Okay, let me just do the math. So you guys traveled for 4 weeks from Laverne to Javron. You stayed in Javron for 2 weeks, so that's 6 weeks, and then 3 weeks, and then it's so 9. You've pretty much been together for 10 weeks.
In all?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you guys stayed a couple days in Armstead, and it's only been 3 days of your week's travel. So it's pretty much been 10 weeks since you guys have been traveling together.
Okay.
Even though we're on episode 9.
So it wasn't a lot.
Lots of travel.
Math.
That's crazy.
Math.
Man.
So is that the end of the conversation that you guys are having? Or?
Not quite, I don't think. We have business up in Ferum, that much is clear. We need to seek out your patron to figure out if he is mixed up in all of this folly business.
I also need to check out sort of Coliseum
Yes.
and place in Feramer.
Then the other thing is finding the next thing for Raceland.
Yes.
Going back to my old.
But
vault.
once all of that is said and done, I need to ask all of you as my friends a favor.
What would it be?
Yes.
Might we take a trip down to Captiosis after all of this is said and done?
Captiosis is the other city along this river. There are 3 cities. Captiosis is the furthest east, and then it's Armstead, and then it's Javron. So it would be a 2-week boat travel down the river to get to Captiosis from, not Javron, Ferum.
So it's where he wanted to like pass the river, or is it the end of the river?
It's okay. So it's Captiosis, Armstead, Ferum. You guys are traveling from Armstead to Ferum.
So you would want to travel there after our quest, or
After everything in Ferum is said and done, I want to travel down there.
for what reason?
After we get this next piece of Tuz and possibly have an encounter with another folly, I don't know, but it seems like every city we go to, there is something that has to do. Armstead, of course, being a exception to the rule, but
That's 2 out of 3 of an issue, at least from our side.
Yes. So I think my family has strong ties to the university, and we are very ill-equipped to be handling this situation that's starting to crop up. The war, at best, seems to be not really something of great importance in comparison to what is coming. And so it stands to reason that we should probably start bringing in more capable assets into this equation to make our likelihood of success more feasible than it currently is. And we also need more intel. We need more knowledge. I want to know whether or not this fall is going to happen again, and if these follies all of a sudden cropping up is a result of that, of this event coming to be where creatures from other planes just decide that they want to come here and slaughter everything that moves. And if that's the case, then we need to prepare accordingly. But if that's the case, then we're going to have to get a lot more political than we have been as of late. And, well, that's going to require some training on some of your parts.
I think all of us would be best if we kept training. So, but I don't see any reason why we shouldn't stop along the way.
I don't really care.
Did you say I?
Yes.
Like AYE?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, hey.
I don't think any of us have any reason to not want to go there.
Yeah, I don't think it'll hurt us. That's why I don't care.
Yeah, I'm willing to go down there after we all finish business. And
I'm meeting someone up in Ferum that's of my family, my brother. That's part of why I was hoping maybe after everything is said and done, we could perhaps hitch a ride with him back down to Captiosis. Of course, assuming he doesn't have any business in the city, as he is a rather skilled artificer in his own right. I would ask, though, try not to... I would just ask that you allow me to have my time with him in some privacy, just because there's not really a lot that I want him to know about what we've been doing lately. I don't want him to worry.
So you don't trust him, but you trust us.
I trust all of you to a degree, but at the same time, I don't need my family members needlessly worrying about where I am. Especially him. He's my little brother. I don't want him to have to focus on such things.
How much younger is he compared to you? Like,
Did I say Derek? I don't remember.
You didn't type it down anywhere, but I'd assume was he born after the big part of the war, or
Yeah, he was
you
like
were born?
post-war baby. I was born.
No, he would have had to be born during, because, well, yeah, you need two to make one. So
That's true.
he was probably born during the war. You were born at the beginning, or no?
Yeah, but
You were both born during the war. The war's been going on for a while.
yeah,
It's 8,600.
but he died post dad dying, but like obviously within 9 months. So
Yeah.
like
So-
pregnancy with him, dad died, and then he was born. So
Then he was born well, the war's still going on, so he's born during the war, but not the majority. Like the big part of the war, like ended, and it's sort of like the scuffle.
yeah,
that's been
and I
happening.
was like basically the equivalent of like a human adolescent by the time my father died. So Sarah is probably like 16 to 18 years younger than me. Yeah.
Okay, so does that end your guys' conversation?
Mhm.
Is there anything
So he's 282 years old.
Oh my.
I'm 300 years
You're
old.
like in your, I don't know, but you're not in the hundreds, that's for sure.
Yeah, because like I know it's like similar kind of.
Okay, so I'm gonna take this as as an
Yeah.
invitation to say that the conversation is over.
Yep.
So, Feramer, you join Raceland and the other man that's been up there, who's been sort of he's been keeping to himself most of the time, but you join them in the clearing using your mage hand and his shape water to clear out any debris and such along your journey. The last remaining 4 days go by, and you guys eventually arrive at the base of the mountain. And it's not like a large lake, but it definitely, you can definitely tell that it turns from this 100 or like it's like I can't remember. I can't remember how wide I said it. It was like a mile wide river, or long, or not mile. Actually, yeah, a mile wide river. You can tell that it like goes out a bit more, so it's sort of like a lake, but it's at the base of this giant waterfall that seems to be running off of this mountain that had been sort of like closing in. As you guys traveled, this mountain range had been closing in. You finally reach the base lake of this one where this waterfall seems to be running off, and as you look up, you can see like these like mechanical, not mechanical as in metal, but like these wooden pulley systems for lowering and raising these large cargoes and such, as well as paths adorned with people that are coming off the many boats that are in the, I guess it would be a bay at the base of the waterfall, going up to the city of Ferum, which, as you look up, seems to, it has a wall, but it's not as grand as the others. But most of its surroundings seems to be the sheer like drop, besides like the zigzags, and then like every once in a while there's like a flat area. This is a very blocky of mountain, but it's still like it still looks natural, but it's been worked on obviously. And as you guys dock and say your goodbyes to the crew and start to head up, that's where we're gonna take our break. So we'll be back in 15. Now we have 2 recordings. That's gonna be fun. Hey, welcome back to Chaos Encumbrance.
Wait, are they going to be overlapping?
So no questions. We want to
It ended last recording, and it's now starting a new one instead of just picking up at the end. So now it's just gonna be
I
a
think my
little bit of a
transition
hassle.
didn't work because I was gonna go like and then it was
That's
gonna
what
go
the transgender.
So stupid. I don't wanna talk about this.
Anyone have any questions they would like to open up this with?
No.
Philosophical question.
So you guys got off the boat.
What is
and
the
you-
meaning of life?
You guys got off the boat, and you're starting to walk up the mountain with Ferum at the head of it. It's sort of like this zigzagging path. There's a lot of people. But a majority of them seem to be not like. They seem to be more like families that are traveling together and stuff like that. And a lot of them, it's like older men and like younger children seem to be the majority of the men here. There's not like it seems that like most people here aren't like the able-bodied, you know. Older people and really young people, those that can't enlist, and then some of those that are like maybe have like some ailment that keeps them from enlisting and stuff like that. But the majority are older, young. There's no like mid-age, or there's very, very few mid-aged. But they all seem to be like, majority of them seem to be heading up from the boats. Croesus, you have the highest passive perception of 17.
Hmm?
So you most of the conversations that you overhear while walking up the mountain is like that of people talking about like how they're excited to see Dagro and his companions in the Colosseum. And you start to like piece it together that, oh, maybe there's something happening in the Colosseum today. But you can't, it's not like for certain, but like a lot of people are excited for the Colosseum.
Brush. I believe something might be happening in the Colosseum. There's a lot of excited people.
Let me check my stat sheet.
Perhaps today, at the least, we can go pay it a visit.
Yeah.
Go watch what's going on.
Get involved.
I think we'd want to figure out what exactly it is before we get involved.
Maybe.
If I may, all of you can go and do that. I need to go and wander a bit to find my brother. But whilst I'm doing that, yes, I would say all of you just go out and collect some general intel about the city and do what you like.
Want to just
I'm
go to
gonna
the
just
Coliseum?
quickly ask a passerby that is seemed to be interested in the Colosseum. Just ask when that's happening.
Yeah, you look around and you see like an older gentleman walking. He seems to be walking by himself. Black hair with gray like pepper in it. Yeah, you walk over to him, elf, and you ask him what time, and he looks at you and says, "Oh yeah, Dagro is fighting an elemental today. I believe, it's towards the end of the day. Maybe, I think this one's after nightfall, so I think he's fighting a fire elemental.
That will be an interesting show.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to.
I think he fights multiple a day, but since this is a single one, it might be a show. You know what I mean?
A stronger one than just a basic one.
Yeah. A lot of the times it'll be several elementals with him and his group fighting, but this one's I think this one's like a single fire elemental. I don't know the classifications, but
Must be worth quite a lot if it's going to take an entire group to take it down. Quite strong.
Oh yeah, no, but these guys have done it before, and they'll probably do it again. But yeah, no.
Do you have to pay to get in, or is it?
Yeah, it's depending on what part of the Colosseum. I think like each row closer like increases the price about like by 5 GP. So that means the starting price is like 15, and it can get up to about 200. So depending on what row you want to sit in.
Alright. Thank you for your help, and have a good day.
Yeah. He continues walking.
Don't think we're in any rush in order to get there if it's happening after nightfall.
No, but we may want to get tickets in advance if it does fill up or it's as popular as it looks.
We can take a pit stop there.
Mm-hmm.
I would think if we're wanting to get information, we might want to sit closer.
Okay, well then how about I just buy everyone's tickets, we'll all go get information, and we'll meet back around this area closer to the show.
That sounds about
Sounds
right.
fair.
That sounds good.
Okay.
I
So
would
we
go for
wa-
closer row.
Are we wanting front row or just really close? Because
I would like front.
Let's get front row because that more high ticket
Do-
people, so more information.
If this
maybe.
Colosseum isn't warded properly, we might want to sit a little further back so we don't get chunks of flaming rock thrown in our faces.
I think we're capable enough to handle that.
plus
Not
if we're up
happening.
close, we can keep a better eye.
Mm-hmm. And I
That's
think
Get
true.
as much information as we can.
politicians and other people will be sitting up close, so
Plus, it will make us look better.
Higher boxes will be holding the aristocrats, whilst the proles, if you will be closer to the arena in the
Might be
danger
among
spot.
The, other skilled combatants at the least.
If-
might make friends in there and ask about any tips they know.
If you will allow me, if we go to the Colosseum after I have my meeting with my brother, there is a strong possibility I could ask him for tickets going with some of his higher up connections here. If that's the case, I will have to ask all of you to make sure that your social graces are as good as they can possibly be, because if we do that, yes, we will be in a good position to make some powerful friends, but at the same time, it's a very delicate situation with lots of small intricacies.
Yeah, I don't understand those intricacies, so I'll buy a ticket to sit close.
I don't really care either way. I feel it would be good to get the free tickets, but as I said, we're not in any rush. So.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go to the Coliseum just to investigate, see what kind of seating arrangements there are.
And then
I'm probably gonna just go with you. I
Okay.
would say.
And as I said, I'm going to wander a bit.
anywhere you're wanting to go, Croesus?
I know.
I'm gonna snap my fingers and cast Disguise Self and try and basically transform my outfit into something that iconically the people that I know in the city would recognize as one of my outfits that I might have worn when I did like diplomatic missions and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd head towards the most like public places as possible,
Well,
and then
first you have to get through the gate. You guys go up, and as you hit the front, the gate. It's very strange. There's like two large gates, but then there's like several small archways, like maybe 10 feet tall, but there's like 30 of them, and people are filing through them. And it seems that every once in a while, it seems like some of the areas are lines, and some of the areas are just like filter throughs. And like the lines are moving a lot slower. And you see that there's like written in like 3 different languages. First one Common, Elvish, then Dwarvish. Is Colosseum entrance, or like Colosseum tickets, or civilian entrance. So it seems that the Colosseum has like ticket booths at the front gate of the city, so that way people can buy tickets here and go through, or they could go through the other entrance and just be civilians. So which ones do you guys want to go through?
I'm gonna go through the Coliseum one.
If we're wanting to get tickets now, it would be good if at least one of us went to lock them here, and then maybe the rest of us can meet you inside with the civilian entry once you get in.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go in through the civilian entrance because I want to get into the city itself.
I'll get tickets in.
Okay, so who's going through what?
Those two are going in ticket entry, and then they're gonna buy us all some tickets, and then me, Croesus, and Feramer are gonna be going through the civilian entry.
Okay. So ticket people. You get in line, or actually, let's do the other ones because the ticket people are going to take longer to get through the line. So civilians, it seems to be that you're walking through, and there's like people stationed there that are just like looking around, but they're not like stopping anyone, and it's just sort of like a free flow like of people coming in.
Not really worried about on security, it seems. Maybe they have another means of security than the person with a checkboard.
But yeah, you guys make it and you're fine. But as you come in, there's like a group. There's like a flow of people coming in, but towards the center of like this large plaza, and also, okay, so first off, you enter in. You're in like this large courtyard that sort of seems to be like this half circle that's like up against the circular part of the wall where you guys entered in, and then you have this city in front of you of like very polished white stone, not necessarily marble, but very marble-esque. Stone buildings lining the walls. They're not very tall. Maybe the tallest is 2 stories tall. But you can tell every once in a while, it's sort of like Vienna, or not Vienna, Venice, but where the rivers would be, or like the start of a river, there's stairs that go down, and then like above them is like a bridge, and so it seems that like the city goes down under the actual city with bridges that sort of like arch across these like divots with staircases going down, and it's very well lit underneath with the light coming down from the sun and all that. So you can see down there that like the city, it's like maybe it adds maybe another 2-story to each of the buildings that are on the side, or maybe more further in. But as of now, you just see that like the stairs go 2 stories down, and then it flattens out into this other sort of city. So there's like this underground dark stone city, and then above is this white marble city. And then off in the distance, you can see this. It seems to be taller than the walls that surround the city. This sort of like circular pillared Colosseum, which is probably where the Colosseum. It's the Colosseum. But as of now, most of the buildings around you just seem to be stone shops. Some of them seem to be very gimmicky gift shop sort of things with like Dagro, not plushies, but like collector's items, like
Little figurines or something.
yeah,
Little wood toys.
like carvings and stuff like that. Carving, scarves,
Jerseys.
and stuff like that. And they all have this, the same spiraling symbol that this jagged spiral symbol that Barash has on his club. But as you guys walk in this plaza, while people are moving, there seems to be like this congregation of people that has stopped, and there's like these boxes set up with a group of people that like it doesn't seem like it's getting bigger rapidly, but like as you guys like approach, you can tell that the crowd surrounding the box is getting bigger, and it's like a decent sized crowd of maybe like 50 people around, like a couple people standing around this box, and then a man standing on the box speaking about something.
I'm
Is that the civilian side, not the ticket booth?
Well, it seems that the civilians side, yeah, the people that went in on the civilian side see this first. We'll get to the ticket people after.
Apophis is gonna try to get to the group to try and figure out what's being spoken about or what's going on.
Okay. You get closer and you start to hear this booming voice. I take it Feramer, Croesus, you guys also go with him. Like you guys just walk together towards this crowd. You get closer, and those that are magically inclined know that this guy's using thaumaturgy to speak over the roaring of the crowd and like walking of like shoes and stone. And it's this. He's standing on a box, but it does not help because he's a dwarf. And he's surrounded by a couple other dwarves.
Oh, so it's just like a box. It's not like a big ass
like a
crate.
box, like maybe like 2-3 feet tall box that this dwarf is standing on, making him like eye level with everyone.
Okay.
Or maybe a foot above everyone in the crowd.
So we're eye level for us.
Yeah, eye level for the giants of the party.
You guys always
But
picking same
it's like
tall
a
characters.
The little month shot we did with you, you're all short, so
Yeah.
it balances out.
It's a dwarven man, ginger with his like long hair, but it's tied back into like a ponytail that sort of like sits back. Very, very like very bushy, curly sort of. So it's, and then he has like a nice kept beard. No braids or anything, just very finely trimmed, very short for a dwarf beard. And he's just wearing sort of normal clothes. And you can, as you get closer, you can hear him yelling. You guys get like they're halfway through like one of his speeches, but it like you catch and the abomination of the Colosseum's slaughterhouse needs to be stopped. And he just seems to sort of, it seems to be sort of like him talking about overall. How long do you guys listen to this, if you guys listen at all?
I don't know. With that statement, I'd kind of be a little.
Maybe
You're not there.
Oh yeah, I'm not. Well, then I don't care.
Ticket man.
Apophis would want take a few minutes because he wants to know what's going on.
I'm going to like turn to let's see, yeah, Croesus, and pretend that I'm speaking to him, but in actuality I'm going to cast sending and start sending a message to Sariel while I'm listening to
you're not
this.
listening, but you two are?
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Okay.
I didn't quite catch that, Feramer. What? You just mumbling.
Yeah. I basically just say, meet me in the main city plaza near one of the alleyways, near one of the shops.
Okay.
You just see him mouthing the words.
But you guys listen in, and it's this long, drawn-out, very wordy speech, very artistic choice of words to paint this Colosseum in a very, very negative light. But you gather from his speech that it's some sort of abolition movement to put an end to the Colosseum because it's an abhorrent to the followers of Lien, because it's some sort of slaughterhouse for elementals. And for those that don't remember, the followers of Lien worship the primordial gods. And so they want to put an end to this slaughterhouse. But he goes on, and it seems he's very repeated because obviously more people are coming, so he's having to restate a lot of things, but he's restating them in different ways. But it's pretty much just the same thing on repeat about how like this needs to be put to an end and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
So not everyone is a fan of this place, it seems.
So do you guys move on?
Yeah.
Okay. So Feramer, you never told him what shop you were gonna meet him at.
Well, I spoke generally because I didn't know what the other shops were called. Can I just say that I said one of the shop names that was
sure.
nearby?
Or you
I would think
you
I
look
would
around,
I would
you
go
don't
for a
see-
very nondescript one, probably.
You look around and you see like this like cart. It's not like an actual shop, but it's like someone's like moving cart,
Taco truck.
and it has a lot of the things that are being sold in all of the stores except at a
Bootleg
little bit
Dargo.
cheaper.
Bootleg Dargo merch.
Yeah. Dagro. Not Dargo.
It's labeled Dargo.
But yeah, and you say meet me at the wagon selling the bootleg stuff or something like that, and you walk over and you wait. Do you two follow him or?
He seemed to, prior to want us to kind of leave him alone, so.
Yeah, I just act like I'm like perusing, very like interesting, because I look like I'm dressed very finely, so like I'm a wealthy man just perusing the shop, and be like, ooh, this fine piece right here,
This fine potato.
Fine potato.
His fine potato.
Face.
Even though he's selling knockoff
fine
brand
It's a
fan
carved
merch.
Potato of
This
Dagro's
fine
face.
So
figure.
where do you two go? Do you guys want to go anywhere specific, or
Want to see if
just
we
sort of
can
look around?
find a place to stay the night.
Well, I guess.
fun with that.
You're at the tavern or whatever.
Okay, so I'll get back to you guys. I'm gonna go to Ticket Boys. You guys stand in line for a while, maybe 10-15 minutes after you you depart from your friends. The line's moving pretty fast, but there's a lot of people, and you get up, and there's this halfling sitting behind the bar, and they sort of like. Or behind like this counter, and then have like this abacus that's like ding 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 ding, and then he sort of like turns a how many tickets?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 tickets.
What row?
Very front row, please.
Yeah.
Huh? That'll be 200 each.
Perfect. And
I don't have my character sheet because someone stole it.
400,
so.
800,
Loser.
10.
Someone actually steal his character
Don't
sheet?
know where it
Is it under your computer?
It was. Now it's.
Gone. Did you crumble it in the wall? What is
No,
wrong
he
with you?
folded it.
I folded it.
So that's 1,200 gold in all.
Why would you do that?
all right. So Barash, I'll do 600.
particularly-
You'll do
I
600.
particularly
You
tried
guys
not
put
to
600 gold down, and
It would be 1,000.
so you guys put 600 gold down in like this little
5
divot,
people.
and he like pulls a slot
200,
underneath
400.
it, and you watch it just disappear, and then like
Oh,
then
for some reason I.
And then, like,
I
all of a
skipped
sudden, like, from
6.
his left, there's like 2 little gems, like quartz gems sticking out of the wall, and this one lights up and it's like green and it goes ding, and then he's like, okay, you're good to go, and he like throws down like a couple of these like coin tokens, like very like they're not made of precious metals, but they look like they are. Like they look pristine, but the weight is very, very.
So they're Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
Yeah, but like
Everything is
this is,
bootleg.
but like it's amazing looking. Like these are, if like each row had a different token, this is the front row token.
To kind of signify value.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to turn around and say, "This is my." No, I'm kidding. I don't want to do that.
Okay, so you guys enter in.
I'll
You guys
give
see
it
the
to you
same
for
description that I told the others, and then you guys see the man or the dwarf talking about the abolition of the Colosseum. Pretty much the same shtick as the others. Different words, obviously, but he really likes the term slaughterhouse.
Oh, yeah, my character wouldn't care.
Okay, so you guys, where do you two? You guys listen for a couple minutes, but he starts to repeat himself fairly quickly. So where do you two go?
Okay, because we have the tickets. So that
Yeah,
was our
so
thing.
we're good.
Very quickly.
Want to go to a tavern? Try and see if we can get a little more information.
Let's
or-
look around.
Yeah, let's just look around.
All right.
So 2 groups are looking for.
Taverns on our own.
Okay, so one of you from each group roll investigation
Alright.
What's
you
your
roll it.
with advantage.
I have terrible investigation.
Okay.
What's your investigation?
+1.
I have a +2, so I'll
Oh
go.
no, my website's
Which
crashed.
dice likes me now?
I will like to remind everyone there are 30 minutes left in the session and no one has used the inspiration dice.
Oh, that's
All right,
true.
I'm gonna use an inspiration dice
Go
to
with
add
these.
10 to 13, right? Is that how that works?
You
You
roll
roll.
the die.
Roll the dice on the table.
I got a
and add
19.
that.
I'm
Oh, I
gonna
got
I'm
2,
gonna roll
so
perception
15.
check looking for anyone approaching
I
me.
got a 15.
You got a 15?
19.
19. You guys look around, and you both groups end up sort of just moving in the same direction, and because you both get like this idea of maybe further away from the Colosseum is probably more vacant, and so you like walk sort of away from the Colosseum's direction along the like other wall, and eventually you guys find this tavern. It's not run down, but it's sort of just like in an awkward place, so like not many people notice it. It has business, but it's not like packed like all the others that you guys passed. And it has this picture of an like a fire elemental, but it's breathing dragons, like dragon heads coming out of like its mouth.
Seems a bit reverse.
Edgy.
And the 2 that found it like stop, and like you guys like start looking around to make sure that there's not any other like things that might look better but are just as vacant, and then the other 2 sort of bump into you guys as you guys are standing out there, and you see the same sort of like awkwardly placed tavern.
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm still in the plaza, right?
Yeah,
Alright,
you're still in
hey.
the plaza, but I want them to get their.
All right, so
This seems the best place.
let's stay in here.
Let's
I
get
want to
some
go in
deals
first
on.
and kind of open the doors, like Woody does whenever he comes out of the box.
Is it like saloon doors or what?
It's saloon doors.
Yeah, that's how I'm gonna go in then.
Most taverns are. It's a hassle to not have walk-through doors most of the time.
That's exactly how I'm gonna go in character.
You see, like the weird thing with the hips, you're like.
No, I'm not gonna do the hips thing.
Yeah, like the
No, I'm gonna do
spider-
the hips thing, but not the snapping.
The Spider-Man
Like
3.
the-
Spider-Man 3
Yeah.
dancing.
Yeah.
Have you?
Is it really busy inside?
You go in and it's partially busy, but looking at like the busyness of the like how big the tavern is and how busy it is, you would surmise that it's not full yet. So if you want a room, this is probably going to be your best shot.
So then, yeah, I'd like to go up to someone working at the front counter, or
Yeah, there's people at the front. It's a line. It goes by fairly fast, but you eventually get up to the front. And there's this fire genasi woman, a little bit on the heftier side, but has like a nice like yellow-orange sort of dress on, like main color yellow, but like has like orange like puppy arms and like an orange apron.
Accents, basically, yeah.
She's at the front and she's like, "Oh, what can I do you for?"
oh, we would
Why did I
like.
make her have that accent? Why did I make her have that accent?
Do you guys?
Fuck!
Are you okay?
No!
What
Dreads.
can I do you for?
What can I do you for, honey?
Do you want to share rooms, or do you each want individual rooms? I don't mind.
I would suggest getting shared rooms. It would.
You sound like Adam saying.
It would help your pocket.
Okay, then yeah, shared rooms. And do you have any spirits or liquor?
Yeah.
Alright.
In the back. But you need a room.
Yeah, a room, and then
Just one.
no. Give us 2 rooms, and yep, give us 2 rooms, and give me a bottle of your finest wine.
How many beds are in each room?
Not how that works. That
Okay.
means we have a bar.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see it.
I know it's around back.
Okay.
This isn't
Fine.
Jeffron.
Okay,
Whatever.
so 2 rooms. How about we'll put wine in one of the rooms.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So that would be 100 gold each for each room.
100 gold.
So
200.
Okay.
200 gold.
I'll
then
give
spend
her my 100 and a $5 tip.
$5.
Or
$5. You pull out
$5.
a dollar bill.
5 gold. So 105.
You're short 95 gold.
Yeah. Are none of you going to pay?
Fine.
These are your
drop
rooms
50.
too, incompetent swine.
No, I'm just gonna pay for key.
This is what I imagine Taz looks like once it's
How much do you pay?
fully assembled.
The amount?
Say that.
You covered the rest of the cost.
Wow, I'm.
Yeah, he covered the
generous.
rest of
you-
the cost.
How
It even
much
has
did you
like an
get?
angelic
Money,
figure on
100.
the.
You gave
Sheath.
okay. So 100, 105, and she says, "Thank you," and puts it away. And it's like, "Is that all?"
I think that's all we need right now.
We'll probably be back down
Next.
for some
Thank
food.
you.
And she like looks around to the person up next.
Do we get keys, or are we showed to our rooms?
Keys over there? And
Okay.
she like points at like this box, and you like walk over. And it's very confusing because it's just like it's like a drawer.
We just have to guess our room, or are we just?
Do you open the thing?
Yeah, I'll open it.
You open it and there's 2 keys inside.
Just okay. I'll grab one of the keys, and I'll give
Why?
the other key to
I'll take it.
What's
No.
your name? I'm so sorry.
Apophis.
Apophis. I forgot. I'm
It's
sorry.
been a month. It's been 2
Yeah.
months.
Yeah.
It's been 2
Oh.
months.
Fair enough,
It's
fair
been
I
a-
was forgetting
Remembers my
Crosis's
name.
It's been a
revolves.
while.
Okay.
And then we'll go
are
up
you
to our
good?
rooms just to settle in real quick before we go back out.
And then we'll cut over to Feramer. So Feramer, you are sitting next to this cart, looking at stuff while you're waiting. The shopkeeper doesn't really pay you much mind. He's like glancing at you every once in a while to make sure you're not stealing anything. But he seems to be sort of like calling people to try and get their attention to come to the shop.
25 was my perception, by the way.
What were you looking for?
Just anyone that's like approaching me in sort of a conciliatory way at all.
Well, first I'm going to describe the cart for you. You look around, and there's wood carvings on the cart, and it's like figurines of what you could assume to be Dagro and the rest of his party. There's this very dwarvish-looking one with a bow, but this one you can tell is Dagro because he has, well, also the nameplate, but he also has the finely carved jagged spiral under his left eye. But then there's this other one there's two others, and one seems to be, at first glance it seems to be elvish, but you rolled high enough that you can tell that the ears are too rounded to be elvish. This is a carving of a human woman, and she seems to be very, like, hefty armor, breastplate, like, full body, with, like, a ponytail and this giant mace and a shield. And then there's this other one that seems to be... It looks like a halfling, but there's just something off about the hair. And you can't put your finger on it, but he seems to be carrying like two daggers. And the female woman has a plate that's her name is Sissel Yort, and the other one is Michael Thorns. And then on Dagro, his name is Dagro the Dweller. And that's like, seems to be like the party, like Dagro's party. You look around and
Cecil, you said, was the other one?
Sissel, Sisle.
Sisle?
Yeah, Sissel Yort. And then Michael Thorns. But you sit there for a good like 30 minutes. If you've been in the city before and you know that the Capitol building, I guess I should say the Capitol workshops are on the opposite side of the city, next to the Colosseum, actually divided by the Colosseum. So you wouldn't know which crafting station he would be at. But you would know he would have to be traveling across the whole city, which, depending on how he's doing it, changes it dramatically. But at the longest, it would take like 30 to 40 minutes to cross with the kind of traffic that's happening. And at this point, it's starting to get like, it's getting to dark, but it's like maybe an hour. So it's like sunset.
Well, I don't want to move because I told him that area, though.
But eventually, you start to see like the crowd is starting to part from away in the city. Or like, not in the city, but like, there's a staircase that's near you, and it seems to sort of like, people stop coming up it, or like coming up it and down it. People sort of like step away, and you see in the front two fully armed like guards, fully adorned in like this white steel armor with full like face masks and everything, carrying I guess not pikes, they have swords. They have swords and they're very formation. Like the first two come up, and then you see this gray elven man walk up, one that you haven't seen in about a year. I don't have your description, so I'm going to wing it. I don't think you gave me.
I did give you a description.
You did?
Yep.
Okay, then let me pull it up. There it is, connected and you see average height, young male, short, messy black hair, but
Bleach white.
oh no, black hair now. I'm sorry, bleach white. Short, messy, bleach white hair. come up, and as he turns to look around, you see you recognize him fully when your eyes meet his striking gold ones, and he sees you, and he sort of has like this flustered look, not sort of like embarrassed flustered, but like sort of like confused and surprised, as if he like rushed here sort of look. And he starts to run. He like runs over to you, leaving the guards in the dust, but the guards do follow. And he runs and gives you an embrace. So we're almost jumping into your arms, but not really.
Yeah. Oh, God. Well, gotten a lot stronger. Kind of hold him at arm's length.
Like, you pull him away.
No, like
Arm him in the throat.
no, like whenever you hug someone and then when
I
you're
know,
done,
I know,
like
I know
holding them at
I
arm's
know what you
length,
meant, I know
and
what you meant.
not just like bitch slapping him forward.
I have so many questions.
I'm sure you do, but I think we should probably go somewhere a little more private. Got anywhere in particular?
Yes and no. I have formalities. I'm going to the Dagro show. I'm sure you've heard about it. I have to. I'm
Yes.
attending with some of the Ironfelds, and
Ah,
we need to probably head over there now. But you could join us in the upper stands if you want to. But
Sarah, there's a few things I need to speak to you about. We can talk along the way, I suppose, though, if you have that appointment to go to.
of course. Yeah, we should probably go now. The guards will keep people at bay, so you don't have to worry about people eavesdropping on us if it's that urgent. I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything that you would have been doing that would have been needs to be so secretive, Alatar.
Did Noctis tell you anything about what happened in Laverne at all?
Of course, who doesn't know about Laverne? It's been 2 months.
I was there,
You were there?
yes. And needless to say, what I saw there frightens me greatly. I saw creatures that now I know were from the fall. Bug-like creatures and these leaders called the Follies that now I am bound to hunt with the friends that I have made along my journey as I have been out here in the wild.
Bound by what?
I do not know. All I know is it's some kind of woman who seems to control the threads of fate to a degree. And I kind of hold up my ring. This ring has been passed down in our family for generations, and he who wears it is the eternal flame, as you well know. But now it seems to be bound with magics that go beyond the ancestors themselves. It seems that my destiny extends far beyond just defending our people.
After you talk about destiny, Sariel seems to be a little bit drawn back from you, and doesn't seem as happy as he was before. If you want to know more, you can do an insight check.
Sarah, I'm sorry. I know that what I did wasn't fair to anyone. You just have to understand that I wanted more than... I know that sounds selfish, but I wanted more than what I was allowed to have. I wanted something real, and our life has been a pampered one, a manufactured one, a good one, but one that does not allow me to grow and become strong enough to I think what I'm just trying to say is I'm scared, and I didn't feel like if I stayed with you and the rest of our family that I would have grown any stronger, that I would have grown strong enough to be able to complete this calling that's been laid upon me since my birth. And I didn't know how to bear it. But I think now that I've had my little adventure, it's brought me back to you, and I think it's time that I stopped seeking after frivolous things, because ultimately you and Mother and Noctis are all that I have, and Runan.
He sits in silence or not sits, you guys are walking, and you can hear the clattering of the crowd around you. About a minute goes by, and he says, just know that there's a lot of work to be done when you get back.
I understand. And if I may say, I do, at once our business here is finished, I would like to accompany you back home, if that would be alright.
When you say that, he sort of perks up a bit, and in an attempt to light the mood, he says, "Oh, well, you better be ready for the hellstorm that will be Mother."
There's like a flash of like primal fear in Feramar's eyes. Yes. That should be fun.
And as you guys continue to walk, the other group, having set up their rooms and started to head off towards the Colosseum as night approaches, and Feramer, you arrive at the Colosseum and hear a boisterous crowd inside. That's where we're going to end today's episode.
I didn't get to use my little dice.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, we didn't really roll too many dice this time, so you could have done it when you were rowing a boat.
Well, I just like I
Well,
didn't do anything on the boat.
Yeah, which also means if you pull the D12 next week, you have to hand it off.
Yippee.
Okay, return your pieces of
Okay,
fate.
hold on, let me
Piece
end the
of
recording.
fate that
I'm
I
gonna see you guys
selected.
next time.